Welcome back, friends. That was Chris Rea playing us in with Texas. I'm going to Texas. And we are heading to Texas. We're heading to Texas right now. We're heading down or over or up to the Lone Star Longhorn State, Texas. It's amazing. If you take the size of Texas and put it on a map, it's actually bigger than every other country in the world combined. It's almost like its own planet. It's so big. They got big, long roads out there, and they got all sorts of things. They got chili and burritos. Yeah, no, I remember being in Paris on my way to the United States Embassy. Ooh, listening to Chris Rea. On my way to Texas, of course, we're still trying to get there. Or any state will do. Any state will do. You know, just can't be told no. Keep on climbing that mountain. Keep on climbing that mountain, or keep on walking across those plains, right? We'll see. But we're going to see how they do it in Texas. Now, come to think of it, have we ever been to Texas before? In terms of the channel, in terms of an interrogation? No, not once. Why? The Texas Rangers. What are they all about, aside from the big hats and the creamy white shirts? Well, I guess we're going to find out. But it got me thinking. My other song, for kind of psyching myself up on the way to an embassy appointment, was none other than George Baker Selection's Little Green Bag. And then, in preparation for today's show, I remembered a video I recorded in 2002. Maybe it was 3. I think it was 2002. Yeah, and then I just had a little look on the YouTubes, and I found it. So there's a video of me fucking around to George Baker Selection's Little Green Bag on YouTube. I might play that in a little bit, but let's get started with some true crime analysis. This is a blind watch for me. The video was suggested by our one and only EP Spacey Dove. And I never watched it. I've just been so busy. She sent it to me like a year ago. Sorry. So it's a blind selection. And of course, I have been busy the last couple of weeks. So no time, but we've got to get back on those lives. Incidentally, well, let's start ourselves with this interrogation. I'm going to see what they're all about. This is from my good friend and colleague, Red Tree Crime, who has the video with no commentary at all. Some people like that. On their own channel. We'll put a link to that in the description for this video. This is going to be a video with commentary. We don't know what it is. We don't know how long it's going to be. We don't know who it's going to include. But we do know that there will be a large hat throughout. I'm looking forward to it. I got to get me a hat. If any cowboys want to send us a genuine hat, that'd be great. Of course, you really should have a hat fitted. So just let us know your address and I will send you my head. You know, what do you call it? A scale model of my head. I mean, that'll be worth money in a couple of years. Signed, right? Imagine that on eBay, right? Imagine. How much would it go for? 1 million, 2 million? Only time will tell. Yeah, we've got to get one of these hats. And a necktie. I want a necktie and a shirt just like this. In fact, I love the way they dress. The Texas Rangers, man. I mean, check it out. Check it out. Look at this. Boom. Huh? Oh.
Hey, come on in. Have a seat.
Hey, come on in. You're not wearing a hat? We're in Texas. You're not a man if you don't wear a hat and carry a gun.
How you doing today? Jim Hahn with Texas Ranger.
How you doing today? My body language says not feeling too great. A little nervous. Look at that. He just casts his hat on the floor. I can't even believe that. You'd think in a Texas interrogation room they would have a dedicated hat hook on the wall, right? Come on. I mean, God, that's another great idea. Any investors out there? You know that guy who invented the little tires that go on the end of salamis to stop all the sausage coming out? That guy made millions with a simple idea like that. Now we want to go to Texas, every interrogation room in Texas, and say, listen, buddy, hat hooks on the wall. We'll sell, say 200 to every police department in the state. Big money.
Rangers, I've got a bunch of things to kind of explain to you. I'm guessing you probably have about 50,000 questions right now in your mind wondering what's going on. Would I be right with that?
This is John Macris, and he is about to be interrogated by a Texas Ranger. The body of John's wife, Laura, had been found in the living room of her home.
Oh, fantastic move to our executive producer for including a video with the story. So I have no idea what's going on. I know that's a little bit of a, perhaps a faux pas. I really should invest my time. But, as you can see, I've been a little busy. But yeah, we've got this thing. Hats off to our EP. It's so funny. When I gave Spacey Dove the promotion to EP, she said, "Thanks. But what does that mean?" It's always a good start to a sort of, to say to the boss, right? In the job interview. What do I do? No. Executive producer, fantastic, and so much love.
I don't really have any questions for you, but I do want to explain the process and kind of explain what's going on and why you're here today. I'm sure there's some curiosity there. Before we begin that, in other words, before I begin a dialogue with you, I need to read you this form, and then if you agree, then I'll kind of tell you what's going on.
Hang on 1 second. What did he just say? I don't really have any questions for you. Because we know the truth. We already know.
Nothing happens in this room that you don't want to happen. You don't want to talk to me, you don't want to answer questions, and that's cool. All you got to do is say it, and we're done. And
nothing happens in this room that you don't want to happen. Okay, well, can I not be arrested for murdering my wife? Can we guarantee?
You go back. But I figured I would take this opportunity to at least kind of explain to you what's going on, and I figured you would probably have questions about what's going on. I'm kind of a pretty straightforward guy. I just kind of throw stuff out there, all right? So I'll just kind of rap through it, and if I lose you or anything, then just stop me and ask a question. If you want clarification on anything, then all you gotta do is ask.
I'm a pretty straightforward guy. I just throw stuff out there. I just throw my hat on the floor, Hook or no hook, doesn't bother me. I'm a straightforward, hat-throwing kind of guy.
Okay, pretty straightforward. I'm not going to lie to you or blow smoke or anything like that. Cool. All right.
At first, the police believed that it was a robbery gone wrong. The safe in the home was empty, and there were no witnesses to the crime, so the police had very little to go on. The governor of Texas decided to put a UCIT member on the case, and he was able to find quite a bit of evidence that pointed at John. We will discuss that evidence later in this video, but first, the Texas Ranger explains to John exactly who he is.
Number one, let me tell you about me. I'm Jim Holland. I'm a Texas Ranger, but I'm not just a regular Texas Ranger. Do you know what Rangers do?
Not really.
Okay, you met a ranger in this case already.
Somebody talked to me at the roller beach.
Yes, somebody talk to me. They say... I'm not a regular Texas Ranger. Holy shit. It was bad enough when I thought you were a ranger. Now you're telling me you're a super ranger. Am I in trouble?
Right, a younger guy. So, I'm what they call a USIT ranger. So there's about 120 rangers in the state of Texas.
What was that? I'm what you call a user.
To me
One more time.
at the roller beach.
Right, a younger guy. So, I'm what they call a USIT ranger. So there's about 120.
You sit. You sit in jail forever because you murdered your wife. But nothing happens in this room that you don't want.
Rangers in the state of Texas, okay? They do a bunch of different things, from murders to homicide to public corruption, you name it, and they...
You know that reassurance that comes with the statement, nothing happens in this room that you don't want? It's genius, isn't it? You know, the way human beings adapt to always find a way to threaten people. You know, that's an assurance, right? We're not going to beat the shit out of you like we used to. But I could, and I would, but I can't because it's on video. But I still scare you. Just from the position of my chair. That's how a Texas Ranger sits in a chair. A you sit Texas Ranger. A he sit. I sit, you sit, we all sit.
They do it. All right. There's 8 guys called USIT Rangers. Okay.
What?
USIT, UCIT.
Okay.
Unsolved Crime Investigative Team. So of all the 120 Rangers,
As opposed to the Solved Crime Investigation Team. I'm not sure that they thought that one through.
if you get picked to be one of these 8 dudes, then you must be pretty good. No one who's young ever gets picked. No one who's bad
Okay, I gotta go to the chat. I can't even see the chat. I haven't even brought it up.
ever gets picked. Only people that are exemplary in what they do and have a lot of success. So I'm fortunate, I guess, or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, because I get a bunch more work to do that, which means I've been a ranger for a really long time. I've been doing this stuff for about 23, 24 years, and I'm pretty good at what I'm doing. I'm really good at what I'm doing, or I wouldn't be doing this. When my phone rings, it's usually the governor. And if it's not the governor, it's the director of the Texas DPS or the chief of the Rangers. And they call me for special assignments, and I go all over. I go all over the world. I've been to Turkey. I've been to Greece on business, but I've been to Turkey on business. But I travel all over the U.S. and I do, I guess, special cases.
Did he just say, I've been to Turkey on business? What kind of business? Investigating the hammam? Do you think he went to a hammam? You know you can't wear a hat in the Turkish bath, right? Oh. This is the only guy wearing boxer shorts and carrying a wallet into a steam room.
I don't work just regular murders. I don't do anything like that. All I work is murders, but primarily what I work is serial murders, interestingly enough. And then I work cases that haven't been solved or can't be solved, and I don't even work normal ones of those. I work high-profile ones. So normally I get a phone call. In this case, I got a phone call from the governor. And the reason that the governor called was Laura's mother was calling, writing emails, and other family members were calling and writing emails wanting to know, why hasn't this murder been solved? So after X number of emails and phone calls and, well, I'll be honest with you, news coverage, because,
Yeah. It wasn't just my duty as a unsolved, what was it? USIT? Unsolved Investigation Team. It wasn't my duty. It was they emailed us, and you know what it's like when the family won't stop emailing you, and they say, "Hey, you're going to solve that murder." So eventually, we just have to do it. But it's just red tape. It's just red tape.
obviously politicians care about the news and the governor cares about the news.
Yeah. Politicians wanting us to solve those crimes. You know what it's like? Oh, the boss wants us to solve another crime, so we gotta do it. You know how it is.
I get a phone call. He says, Jim, I need you to go over to Dallas. Yes, sir. Go solve this. Righto. And basically what I do is I come up here and I take over. I take it and I look at it and I tear through it and I solve it. And
nice credentials. Fucking hell. Well, basically what happens is I come up here and I take over. I take charge. I take the bull by the long horns and I ride that bull. Where would he go? Where would a bull go in Texas? We need to complete that analogy. We'll come back to it. Put a pin in it.
In my job, there's no excuses for not having results. In other words, at the end of the day, I make arrests, I solve crimes, I get convictions. If I don't do that, then I don't get to keep my job. So I'm really good at what I do. And
hey, suspect, you know what would be a good thing to say right now? Okay, so why are you talking to me? What's this got to do with me? What do you want? Because I want a lawyer, and I want you to sit not like that. Just go in the corner and pick up your damn hat. In fact, put the hat outside of the room, because even the hat is intimidating me.
when I get told to do it, it's usually a pretty short time frame. I don't take months or years to do things. I come up here and I work for a week straight through.
What is next to the hat? It looks like a kind of doctor's bag, right? What's in there? A stethoscope and one of those, what do you call those things that the doctor uses to look in your ear? What is that thing called? Let's look it up. It's another kind of scope, right? Telescope. Binoculars. Instrument used to look in ears. Otoscope or horoscope. Cool. Anyway, no, it's of course a saddlebag. He's just come from the ranch, obviously. Do you think he knows George Bush?
Everyone kisses my ass. They do what I want them to do or what I tell them to do because...
Everybody kisses my ass. You know why? The hat. They don't give that hat to anybody. They give it to me. Everybody kisses my ass, and now you are going to kiss my ass.
They know that I'm here to solve this, and they know that I'm working for the governor, so everyone bends over backwards. So a lot of times I look at cases and I look for forensic evidence, and the neat thing about me is if I find something that needs to be tested for DNA or fingerprints or whatever, basically I go back and look at forensics, look at evidence, and the things that would take 6 months or a year to review and get results on takes me an hour or two. And the forensics, whether it's cell phones or towers or the latest and greatest gizmos and gadgets in the electronic field that other people don't have at their access, I have. And I can have engineers and computer specialists and phone experts and all these different things mapping people do what I need done, usually in a matter of hours. Sometimes if it's complicated, a day or two. So I have...
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was just cleaning my glasses, which I need to listen. I can't listen without clean glasses.
Everything that anyone could ever want at their disposal, and I'm told to go up there and go solve the case. So in this case, that's basically what I did. And I want to explain to you, if you want me to, how I got here. Sure.
The ranger tells John that he is no ordinary police officer. By describing who he is and detailing all the resources at his disposal, the ranger is manipulating John into believing that he has already solved the case. The truth is that the ranger has gathered evidence that led him to believe that John paid 2 men to kill his wife. The 2 men are James Valletta and Jesus Trevino.
There's a couple problems.
What do you mean?
Let me explain them to you. So, you know James Valeda, right?
I know who he is, yes. I did not really have any relations with him.
Okay, and you know Mr. Trevino there, right?
Yes, with him I know him several years.
And you know those guys have obviously been sitting in jail here for a while.
Yes.
Okay, so I can kind of take a long time, or I can just cut to the chase and just lay shit out to you. Are you a pretty straightforward dude? I mean, you don't seem like an overly talkative guy.
I mean,
Who says no to that question? Are you a pretty straightforward dude? No. I like to talk around the houses and, circularly. Just, yeah. Am I a straightforward dude? If you ask me for the time, I will build you a clock.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, those two knuckleheads have been in jail for a long time, so let me kind of cut to the chase. So,
Knuckleheads! We need a knucklehead button. I say that. That's my thing. Knucklehead.
you can imagine why you're arrested. Okay? One of the reasons. Okay?
I don't want too much. My imagination is bad.
Okay.
So
Well, I'll get to that. Here's you, Mr.
just call me John.
All right. Jesus and James working for you, right? Pretty good dudes. You only know Jesus James for just a little bit of time.
Pretty good dudes. Guys you can trust. Guys that wouldn't turn when I put pressure on them. Like this. Like I'm doing to you. Can you imagine if Jesus was in here? He'd crumble. He'd crumble like a cracker.
Right?
Correct. I know Jesus from before and Jesus about James because we need to increase my crew.
Okay. Well, let me cut to the chase a little bit. Jesus is a dumbass. All right?
Sometimes he...
No, he really is a dumbass. Okay? At the end of the day, you shouldn't hire a dumbass to do a job because he's going to screw it up. All right? And if he doesn't screw it up, he's going to talk about it. And that's what happens with him.
Guess who hires a dumbass to do a job? A dumbass.
Now, at the end of the day, I think there's a bright light for you, and I'll kind of get there and explain that to you, okay? But this is the deal. A year ago, you know this chick?
I'm loving this guy. I mean, talk about confidence, right? But not in terms of confidence and ownership over the room. I'm seeing a lot of notes of Detective Sergeant Jim Smith. Of course, that was all the way up in Canada, and you couldn't have a country further away from Texas, possibly. I think Texas is actually twice the size of Canada, isn't it? But what else were we going to say just then? Oh yeah. The confidence, but where is Detective Sergeant Jim Smith up for the Ontario Provincial Police? Obviously different situation. Detective Sergeant Jim Smith has a lot of sides to him. Of course, his tactics employed in the Russell Williams interrogation were specially crafted to deal with a guy that was coming in there that on paper, was way more up the kind of institutional hierarchy of law, military. That's very close, isn't it? Those institutions are share a hierarchy. Of course, a colonel in the Canadian military would be higher than any police investigation detective. So different. I don't know too much about the suspect here, but from the way he's dressed and sitting, I'm going to say he's likely not a military colonel. Another question that I might put to a poll, would the Russell Williams interrogation have gone differently or maybe quicker if Detective Sergeant Jim Smith had been wearing an enormous Texas Ranger cowboy hat? Possibly. Possibly. He might have got a confession straight away, right? But then we'd have all missed out on hours and hours of glorious true crime content.
What's your name, Lorena?
Lorena Elizabeth Rodriguez. 250
Oh yeah? Where's she from?
pounds. She ain't so small. But she weighs more than you.
I'm about 250 now.
Yeah, well, there you go.
She ain't so small. I bet she weighs more than you. Who is he? He's not talking about his wife. Kind of a big girl, huh? Bet she weighs more than... I bet one of her ass cheeks weighs more than you. In fact, how did you even get her down the aisle?
You guys can wear the same pants.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
You guys could wear the same pants. Jesus Christ. He's not talking about his wife, is he? Because if he was saying this about a dead person, that would be bad. But maybe that doesn't matter if you're from Texas.
Okay, well, this is the deal. Her and Jesus, main squeeze, right?
What does that mean?
That means that they were, at a minimum, having sex. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, apparently Jesus likes big girls.
Simple stuff. So
At a minimum, having sex. What was the maximum? Performing coprophilia? Ew.
I can.
They were copulating. How's that?
I don't know that either.
Sex.
Copulating? And they're not even cops. I'm a cop, and I have a lot of training. We're copulating in here right now. Or at least I am.
I understand what you said there about this.
Oh, okay. So this is the deal. Jesus is sleeping with this girl, right? Hang on. I jumped ahead of myself. I hate it when I do that.
The ranger begins to explain to
So, Jesus is not only dumb as fuck, but he's copulating with a... Well, from the description, some kind of hybrid hippopotamus. But with the last name Rodriguez, so obviously not from the savannah.
John how all the evidence led to him. It starts with a picture of Jesus' girlfriend holding the same caliber of weapon that...
Is it the savannah or the Serengeti? What am I thinking of? Where do hippos live?
had taken Laura's life.
So this is the deal. When this murder goes down, Laura, your wife, fiance, sorry, a couple months later, Janet is getting interviewed and questioned and everything like that, and she comes forward. Actually, they approach her after they find this on a webpage, and this is her with a gun, which is a .40 caliber Springfield XD. The bullet that killed your wife was a .40 caliber weapon. Okay, this is Jesus's apartment. Or
all right, okay. How many .40 caliber weapons are there? I mean, fucking hell, isn't that enormous? I get so confused with bullet size ratings or whatever you call it. What would you call it? You know, could they not work out an easier system? I mean, it was just a month ago that I learned that a 12 gauge shotgun is way more serious than a 20 gauge. I always assumed that the 20 gauge was, you know, bigger, badder, because of the higher number, right? Not true. Not true at all. Where's Archipelago? Archipelago will tell us all about it. This is in your home state, Archipelago. Good to see you.
where he was staying with the SpongeBob stuff, we went back and took some pictures. So she's kind of hanging out there with this stuff on the internet, so I'll give them their kudos when they deserve it. They go and they find her, and I have since gone back and interviewed her and spoken with her. And 6 months ago, I'm sorry, 6 months before your wife was murdered, she claims, all right, I'm just going to, it's a claim, she comes forward and says that she was talking to Jesus. Jesus says that you offered to pay him money to kill Laura. And I think it was 4, 9,000. The number of mountains all over from 9 to 15.
$4,000. Oh man. You're gonna fucking kill someone for $4,000. I mean, you know, not that there's an acceptable amount, but it's kind of, you know, on a human level, right? You can see somebody being offered 100,000, right? And thinking, fuck it, yeah, that's a good opportunity. Well, maybe if I'm really, really careful and don't shoot a hole in the floorboard of my own rented vehicle that I rented in my own name and put on a load of surveillance cameras. Maybe if I'm really careful, I'll be able to get away with this and keep that $100,000. But for a fucking month's wage less for a lot of people? Oh, the fuck? Even 9. Even 15. Okay, he's put 15 down there now. Fucking hell. Can you imagine? $4,000. Even Jeff Lacasse didn't believe 15, and that was back in 2014, right? Sounded kind of cheap to me, but you would know better. I didn't know if it was 15 or 50. $4,000. Yeah, you want to do a murder?
1,000 or something. But she says this, and she says that Jesus not only told her that you hired him to kill your wife because you didn't want to get married. And
by the way, so we don't have to go out and kill anybody for $4,000. If anyone does want to support the channel, support the fine work we do at True Crime Metrics, support the dream, support the truth, support the creativity, and support all the love we give to you, head on over to PayPal or buymeacoffee.com. In fact, PayPal, because, you know, we haven't eaten anything in fucking 4 days apart from 6 pineapples. Whole. Well, you know, I cut them up. That we found those. Yeah, please do, you know, think about supporting the channel because we could really use it. In fact, if we're lucky on today's show, we may have to end early so we can go and get that landlady to shut her pie hole. I remember when I used to be able to afford pie, apple, blueberry, steak and ale, with the crusty. Oh yeah, what I wouldn't give for just one pie right now. If you have pie, please do send a pie to paypalpie.com, or no, paypal.me/True Crime Metrics, and we will eat pie all day, every day. Or alternatively, if anybody out there knows how to turn a rock into a bread roll, please let us know in the comments.
You wanted custody of the children. That's what she says. Come on, she's just some kind of gangbanger chick, right? Look at her. Do we believe this shit? Do you think she's credible? Oh, come on. You wouldn't listen to that, would you? So when I hear that this girl says that...
Nice, this guy's got some style, right? This guy's got some style. That was a great tactic. You know, this guy could sell you any fucking used car on the lot. And I don't say that as a slight. A lot of people look at car salesmen as shit people. I could show you some things that would make you fucking cry. They're so good, right? A little part inside of you that you didn't even know was there would start to glow. And this guy has every little bit of those skills. 100%. 150%. Actually, I never say that. It's always 100. It's capped. It's capped. What did he just do? He said, come on, you wouldn't believe that, would you? Is she credible? Come on. You know, this kind of... Okay, what that's doing is it makes the suspect feel a fool if he doesn't agree with the detective. Fantastic sales technique. Right? Right? You want to get cheated? You want to get cheated by that crooked business down the road? No, you wouldn't believe that, would you? You wouldn't get cheated like that, would you? You buy from me. Why? Because we're accredited. We're accredited by this online system where we pay $4 a month and we get a little logo at the top of our letterheads that say accredited. You know, come on. You wouldn't believe that, would you? You wouldn't be taken for a ride like that, would you? You wouldn't deal with a non-accredited service provider, would you? Would you? Beautiful. I want to see that one more time.
9 to 15,000 or something. But she says this, and she says that Jesus not only told her that you hired him to kill your wife because you didn't want to get married and you...
By the way, how is the volume on this? Because we've been fucking around. I mean, is my microphone okay? Because I haven't even had it plugged in while we've been doing animated Adelsons. Maybe we should watch that. Does everyone like that? Oh, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work, man. Just had to get through. But I see good things. And if anybody out there doesn't get it, speak to me because I'll fucking open your eyes, man. It's coming. It's coming, baby.
wanted custody of the children. That's what she says. Well, come on, she's just some kind of gangbanger chick, right? Look at her. Do we believe this shit? Do you think she's credible? Oh, come on. You wouldn't listen to that, would you? So when I...
Come on, you wouldn't listen to that, would you? You wouldn't believe that horse shit, would you? You're not that dumb, are you? Beautiful.
I hear that this girl says that Jesus told her that he'd been hired by you to kill your wife, and was going to be paid X amount of dollars. I mean, I thought that was kind of bullshit. And then they show me these pictures. I'm like, all right, so you know what? I'm going to fly to Colorado, and I'm going to go interview her myself. And I'm going to give her a polygraph. And you know what? She told me, and I believed her. And she passed the polygraph. But, look at her. Would you? So what?
Right, hold on. Backtrack.
Mm-hmm.
You said to me again, what did you say? You know what did she told me? I didn't understand what you just said.
So, I didn't believe this. I thought, well, she...
Yeah, good tactic. Good tactic. Me no speak the English. Me no speak the English. I want an interpreter to come in here that's going to be a little less intimidating than you. Maybe they'll sit in their own area of the room and not be on top of my lap and in my face. Just thank God he's not wearing that hat, because the gravitational pull would make the suspect fall off his damn chair.
She's probably not credible. So I went to Colorado and I interviewed her, and I'm an expert, right? I'm supposed to be one of the best, right?
Okay.
100% solvency rate in every homicide that I've ever investigated. 100%. That's why I've got the job that I have, right?
I understand.
So I sit down and I interview her. And there's no indications of deception. She's telling the truth.
There's no indication for what?
No indications of deception. She is,
Deception, okay.
she's not lying. She's telling the truth. I'm convinced of that, just in case I give her a polygraph. And she passes that. Okay.
When you say she passes that, what do you mean? I'm not.
I mean, she was asked those questions when she was hooked up to a machine, and she gave the same answers, and the polygraph showed that she was telling the truth. Now, I don't really give a shit what the polygraph says, other than the fact it's just something else to prove up, right? Shows that she's being credible. Maybe people think I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really think that, but sometimes I like to imagine that. Right? All right. So, but you wouldn't think much about that, about this girl jumping out there, and maybe Jesus runs his mouth or something.
Well,
but
I know that she had Jesus with him, and
yeah, it's not credible, right? I mean, you wouldn't buy that shit, would you?
as I said,
I wouldn't buy it. Doesn't mean anything, right? So then, we go back. We interview her. She steps forward and she says that a year ago, while she was involved with Jesus, she said that Jesus told her that you were going to pay Jesus $9,000 for killing your wife because you wanted to keep custody of the kids.
I didn't have any problems with my wife.
I'm just telling you what they're saying. I'm not here asking questions. I just want to tell you what's out there. And you should know what's out there, right? I mean, you want to know, don't you?
I mean,
Yeah, it's a service to you, man. You should know that he's saying that, you paid him $9,000 to kill your wife. And you should know that I have a 100% success rate and that I've visited Turkey on investigations. Where I was thrown out of the steam room for walking in there wearing boxer shorts, carrying a gun and a wallet on a chain.
You're under arrest?
I guess you're going to tell my lawyer, so it doesn't make any difference, right?
Yeah, you can tell them too. You can leave, you can do whatever. I'm just trying to explain it to you. If you want to hear it, then I will. If you want to leave, then let me know and we'll bring someone. So, I would want to know. If I was accused of something, I would want to know. I would want to know what's out there. I'm the guy to tell you. So, she says that a year ago, Jesus told her that he was going to get paid $9,000 to kill your wife because you wanted to keep the children and you didn't want to get married. Or you just wanted to keep the kids. And she goes into a little bit of detail about what he was planning to do and why it was going to happen.
Did he really want to keep the kids, or was he using them as a tool? People do that, especially men, right? They say, "Oh, I love my kids," but really, there's something else going on a lot of the time, I think.
But so you got another chick, right? She's probably some gangbanger. She's dating Jesus, right? You think she's credible?
Well, Jesus was doing a lot of chicks, so.
Right. So he's just running his mouth, right? I mean, she's probably just making shit up. She's coming forward after the fact. She wants to be famous. She wants to be on Entertainment Tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of maybe. But the problem is she says, no, I'm not making this up, and no, I believed it, and yes, it happened, and I'm so sure of this that I called up the Dallas Police Department, and I talked to a detective, and I gave him all the information. When? A year before the murder. Bullshit. No, I did. I called him. I told him every single thing. I told him what I knew. I gave him John's name. I gave him the wife's name. I gave him all of Jesus' information, what he drives, about the gun, everything. I told him everything.
So this guy is so good with his 100% success rating, and his investigations as far afield as Turkey. He's so good that he actually solved the murder a year before it took place.
I said, okay, well, let us look for that report. We don't find it. There's no report. She never called Dallas PD. But guess what?
Of course she didn't. The crime hadn't happened yet for a year. She never called the cops. No call to 911 for 12 months. Oh, then the phone was ringing off the hook.
A day later, they find the report. not only did she call them, and not only did they take a report, but the whole thing was recorded, right? And then they handed off to a Department of Public Safety, State Police, CID agent who works intelligence hits. And he starts looking at it. I don't know, his wife got sick and his mom died and kids have scarlet fever. For whatever reason, he didn't really do shit with it other than open the file.
Scarlet fever? Is that still a thing? I thought, do they not have antibiotics in Texas yet?
Ran your name, runs your wife's name, pulls up your house on Google Maps, and runs Jesus. A year before he...
Texas is, as far as the rest of the world see it, Texas is the kind of place where if a child wants a day off school because they have a bad cough, they are hit in the chest with a large stick or club, which is exactly how it should be.
Your wife dies. Now there's two people that are saying the exact same thing, and one of them is memorialized a year before he
Is
died.
what?
It's recorded.
Okay.
There's a record, there's reports, there's documents. It's not made up, it's not bullshit. How would she know this is going to happen?
The ranger explains that not only did Jesus' girlfriend say that Jesus told her that John paid him to kill his wife, but she also knew it would happen a year prior to the incident. She even filed a police report because she thought Jesus would go through with it.
You know this dude?
Yes.
How do you know him?
Manuel brought him to help with some work randomly.
Mm-hmm. And what did he do?
Whatever, just helping stuff in the houses.
How long before your wife's murder?
It's been a while.
So, brain surgeon, Mr. Trevino, reaches out to him and says, hey, this is the deal, dude. John's going to pay me $9,000 to kill his wife because he wants to keep the kids. And I need 2 drivers, and I want to see if you'll do it with me.
The ranger is referring to a message between Jesus and James, where he tells James about the plan, and he asks if he would be the driver. The problem is, James would be brought in for questioning, and he would immediately tell the police everything.
So we bring him in, doesn't necessarily want to talk. The problem is he get caught up in a conspiracy to commit murder if there's any chance he has anything to do with it. So he lays out this whole story. I mean, everything. Planning what was going on, why it was bothering him, why he wasn't going to do it. All this shit. He lays everything out. So it's getting interesting. Now we got 3 people saying the same thing. Know him? Juan Salazar.
No, I don't know that guy.
Another buddy, right? Mr. Trevino's got all kinds of buddies. Guess what he does with him? He goes to him and says, hey, dude, this is the deal. My boss is paying me 15 grand to whack his wife so he can keep the kids, and I need a driver. Would you be interested in doing it? Shit you not. Same thing. He comes in, he gives an affidavit, a statement, he swears to it. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 people saying the same exact shit. Boom! I mean, how are we getting all these people that are coming forward and getting information from them? I mean, they're kind of gangbanger types.
What a stupid fucking motive as well, right? I can get my head around doing it for money, you know? Corey Richards, insurance, whatever, you know, I mean, it's obviously not a kind thing to do, but to get sole custody of some fucking kids? You know, even sharing custody is a fucking nightmare. I mean, you know, how many times, all the stress for years, for the rest of your life, no statute of limitations on murder. Just think about how many moments in the rest of those children's lives where this guy would be like, oh, this is a fucking shit idea. This is costing me a load of money. I'm a taxi driver for these little fuckers. They show me no respect, and they just want more. And I can't even tell them the huge lengths I've gone to because they can't be trusted, and they could use it against me. It's the stupidest. Hey, you know what? Keep the kids. You know, even if you really want to be with the kids. I mean, chances are, you know, it'll work itself out, right? You're having a difficult time. You know, just go and focus on something else for a while, months, years, whatever it is. Be estranged.
It's not like they're going to just jump out there and
That's your job, huh?
Well, yeah, but guess who makes it really easy? Mr. Dumbass. Because guess what he does? He's got an app on his phone to record all the conversation.
Mr. Dumbass. I believe it's Senor Dumbass.
Yeah, no, I'm the one who told him about this app because I use this app for my clients.
I bet you know how to turn it on and turn it off, don't you?
My clients. Buddy, people at the car wash don't count as your clients. Okay, I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
I mean that every phone call you make, do you record it or just the ones that you want to?
It's recorded in all of them. I just, when I finish usually my conversation, I just delete it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he does that or do you think he backs it up to the cloud? What would you think? You know, I think he's a dumbass.
Where is the evidence?
You already know the answer. He backs it up to the
Where
cloud.
is the evidence?
So every phone call
Where
that
is
is
the solicitation and conspiracy evidence? The state couldn't show that because there wasn't any evidence.
Hey, thanks so much, Miss Dove. And thanks so much for the top tip on this great interrogation. I can't believe I've never watched this. You sent this a year ago or so, and I never got around to watching it. But thank God we're watching it right here now on Metrics Live. Because it's fantastic. The hat is its own individual character. Look at it. I'm intimidated by the hat. Love it. Love the cop. What do you say? Oh, let's go to the chat. We are so out of what do we say? EP. Such an arrogantly cool badass cop. I don't even think he's arrogant. He's strong, he's focused, he's grounded, he's confident. I mean, there's no arrogance here. If there is, I want some.
Ever made outgoing and incoming is backed up to the cloud. Well, because of what I do, pretty good at what I do, right?
And thank you so much for those 5 cups of coffee. Everybody support the channel, please. Or if anybody has any tips on how to rehydrate bread, let us know in the comments.
Oh yeah, do you think Rowlett thought about that shit? Nope. But you think I did? They said, yeah, he tossed his phone the day after. We don't have shit. It's all in the cloud. Guess who has all that? All these conversations. How do I know about these people? How do I know about the guns? How do I know about all this shit? Because dumbass recorded conversations with you. Recorded. A week ago, I started working this case. Within 24 hours, it was pretty much done. Presented the facts to grand jury on Tuesday. Not for arrest, but for indictment. I'll explain that.
For what?
Indictment.
Not for arrest, but for indictment. That's, what is the distinction there? We'll be back with knowledge in 2 moments, 2 metrics moments.
I'll come back to it.
Okay.
Brother, you know what he said? Dude comes up. He's getting paid $9,000 to do a hit. He needs a driver. He'll pay him $4,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6?
So, an arrest is the physical detention of a person by law enforcement based on probable cause that they committed a crime, while an indictment is a formal written charge issued by a grand jury determining there is sufficient evidence to proceed to trial. So way more serious then. But does anybody go to a grand jury to get a an arrest approved? Because that's how he made it sound in his wording. I don't think they would, right? No. Little misleading, Texas.
6 or 7, I lose track.
I don't think it really matters.
Doesn't. When I say he's a dumbass, I'm dead on. Okay, but I want to keep going. I want to prove that I actually know what I'm doing. Right?
The ranger shows John the
Man, I could tell that already when you walked in with that hat. That hat spelt highly trained. That's what it said to me.
overwhelming evidence against him, and there's not much John can do but sit quietly. The ranger claims that he has
Hello, Michelle, and Daphne. Daphne, how you doing? Daphne, good to see you. Come to Arkansas. Yeah. Well, obviously that's first on the list of the mainland. Oh no, I guess Alabama would be. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah. but you're next.
recorded phone calls, witness testimony, and a picture of the murder weapon. But there is still more yet to come.
Then, of course, if you're going to shoot someone, all right, and you're smart enough to get rid of the clothes and the gun, all right, you should also get rid of the backpack that the clothes and the gun are put in.
Why am I getting the sense that there's probably a piece of video of this guy, sneaking to a dumpster and looking around suspiciously before he puts a bag of bloody clothes into it? If you're smart enough to get rid of the gun, then you're smart enough to...
Because when you shoot someone, even though you don't see it, there's something called GSR, gunshot residue, and there's blood splatter because it's high speed. When you hit something...
So GSR is gunshot residue, so is blood spatter BS, because that's all I'm getting from this suspect.
And even though you can't see, you watch CSI, Miami, any of those shows?
Sometimes I assume that.
So when you shoot someone...
I'd have bet good money that this guy's favorite show is CSI. Not just any CSI, but CSI Miami. With that red hair guy. He was the best one in the original.
At close range, the splatter comes back at you. And if you're wearing a black hoodie when you do it, all right, you're going to have the victim's blood on you. Now, if you get rid of the black hoodie and the black pants and the black tennis shoes that you're wearing, it can be pretty good, right? Because you can just get rid of it. But the problem is, if you put all that shit along with the gun that has blood on it into this backpack, do you know what the Locard exchange principle is? Oh, it's fascinating. Locard is this French scientist. He's an absolute genius, right? He comes up with this theory back in 1823, same year, mind you, that the Texas Rangers came to be. And the Locard exchange principle is fascinating. It's that when two objects touch, this table and that phone, there is an exchange. Part of that table goes onto this phone, and part of this phone goes onto that table.
That makes sense, yes.
Smart dude. French scientists don't screw with the French, right? They're smart. So Locard...
What did he say? Don't screw with the French.
phone goes onto that table.
That makes sense, yes.
Smart dude. French scientists don't screw with the French, right? They're smart.
Yeah, Louis Pasteur. What did he do? Did he invent penicillin? I don't know. French scientist. Don't screw with the French. I don't know. Is that a thing? Are French known for their advancements in science? No. What are they known for? Cheese. And, surrender.
So Locard exchange principle, if you take the bloody black hooded sweatshirt and the black pants that you're wearing and the gun that you shot this person with and you stick it all in that backpack, right? And then you take out that stuff, you take the gun, you put it in little pieces and you dump it in one spot, and you take the clothes and you dump it, let's say, at a job site, right? In a garbage can. You're pretty smart for doing that, right? But if you put all that shit in this backpack, because of the Locard exchange principle, then there's a transfer of evidence. So where do you think this backpack was found?
I don't know, I'm trying to see the around what.
It was found in James's motel room. Okay?
Okay.
And who do you think James said this backpack belonged to? Jesus.
Yes.
Right? And who do you think that all these other knuckleheads, 7, said this backpack belonged to?
From where it's going, I'm guessing history.
Jesus. He's the dumbass, right? And what do you think they said that Jesus always kept in that backpack? His 40 gat. You know what gat is?
Not sure.
Gun. His pistol.
Okay. How did you call it?
A gat? You never heard that? It's like gangster shit, man. Gangster.
I'm
Come
not
on.
in any gangster stuff.
Mr. Trevino, he wants to be a gangster. His problem is he's not. He's in kind of a bind right now, and I'll explain that to you. He's got this thing. He likes to tell people that he's part of Mexican gangs that work for drug cartels, but he's really not. It's not a big deal when you do that,
His name isn't Luis Rivera, is it?
but when you do it and you're in jail, it's not so good. Because those people don't like.
Yeah. That's a great idea, right? Tell everybody that you're a member of the cartel when you're not, and then go to prison with the real cartel, okay? Smart. Don't mess with the French or the cartel.
People saying that they're them, and
Yes.
you know, they're in a Mexican drug cartel gang for a reason, right? And if you're not and you're saying that shit, they take that stuff personal. Anyway, back to Mr. Trevino's backpack, which is found in James's motel room. Take that out. Rowlett PD does a good job and they secure that, but guess what they don't do? What would you think?
That exchange of.
The card exchange principle, right? But the Ranger, smart son of a bitch I am, I looked at that and I said, did y'all do GSR on it? Did y'all swab it? Did you do DNA? Did you do S strand? Did you do Y strand? Did you do all the different strains that you can think of? All these high molecular $50,000 tests. What are you talking about? Right? Okay, but hey, I'm the man. Governor picks up the phone for a reason, so I go down there and I see that picture. And what do you think the first thing that I do is?
Tell them to do all the stuff, I guess.
Tell them my ass. Takes me an hour. Takes me an hour. I drive over there. By the time I'm done drinking my double latte from Starbucks, they got that shit done. They're calling me up. And guess whose DNA is in the CODIS database? Do you know what CODIS is?
100% no way on planet Earth is this guy's Starbucks order a double latte. You know how I know that? Because he's not wearing a dress.
No.
Combined DNA indexing system. It means if you're a shithead,
He probably doesn't even go to Starbucks. Just straight drip.
when you get arrested, they take your DNA. They run a swab of your mouth and it goes into this giant computer base. Okay? That's so when you get out of jail, if a shithead commits a crime and he leaves his DNA at a scene, all the police got to do is test it and they have a hit. All right? Because he's a knucklehead and he's been to prison, we keep his DNA because we know he's going to commit more crimes. So as soon as I run this, what do you think I get?
I hate to guess.
Not 1, 3.
I mean, if you get 1 or 3. I mean, if it's his backpack, then isn't
His DNA would be in it, right?
Yeah.
What about his sweatshirt that was in there, right? He wears it, so his DNA's on it, and it's going to be inside the backpack. Do you think your wife ever walked over and bled on that? I mean, did you ever see your wife walk over to Mr. Trevino's backpack and cut her wrist and bleed inside of it?
Of course not.
No, she wouldn't do that. That'd be silly, wouldn't it?
Of course.
Well, absolutely, and that's why I've concluded that the blood that is inside here, whose DNA matched to your wife, came from the gun in the sweatshirt. The gun that he used to kill her and the sweatshirt that he was wearing when he did it.
Wow.
A card exchange principle.
Spacey Dove says, the criminal is sitting there, oh shit, I'm screwed. I was just thinking about this, and what I think he's thinking, and what I think he's going to be thinking for the rest of his fucking life is, God, that guy was good. I mean, I think he's resigned to spending the rest of his life in jail already. He's like already met the unbeatable cop. He's marveling. He's marveling at this guy's training and skill. And that's probably what I would do if I were in his, very compromised position. I'd be like, wow, this guy is owning me in a way that I never even knew was possible. And even though it's pretty shit for me in the long run, it is still incredible to witness.
Bloody interior backpack with GSR gunshot residue, his DNA on it, 7 different people saying that it's his backpack, GSR from the gun, and your wife's blood inside that backpack. What would you conclude from that?
But he's guilty.
Hell yeah, I did it. Some bitch did it. Shot your wife. Problem is, we can stop right there, right? End the show. We got him.
Spacey Dove's got a crush on the Ranger, real man. I really want his outfit. Everything from the hat to the boots. I mean, the shirt is perfect. And it's perfect Texas. The tie, when at the beginning of the video, when he was facing the camera, and the tie is Texas. I mean, it's just a normal dark tie, but it's just, you can just tell they do it different. The pants, the belt, the height of the belt, it's just everything about it. I don't know about the little saddle bag in the corner. Yeah. I do without that. But if he has an otoscope in there, I wouldn't mind, you never know when you might need one, right?
7 people saying that you hired him to kill your wife. If it was 1, okay, 2, 3, 7. Can't ignore that. But there's more people involved. There's got to be more people involved. This backpack, right? The stories. Your cell phone, okay? Another piece of advice. If you're going to tell someone to go kill someone else, all right, tell them to turn off their cell phone and wrap it in aluminum foil. No shit, right? Why? Because you have to be on your cell phone for it to be tracked.
What do you mean?
I mean...
No, I didn't understand your question or your statement.
If you have a cell phone, do you have to...
Okay, we're going to put this to the test. I got a little screenshot from the... okay, there's another Ranger. That's the movie star Ranger. Not so fine. How do we show the true life? True life. Yeah. Check that out. I mean, this is how you wear clothes. Am I wrong? Look at that. Fucking clean. Good creases. Straight. I mean, to be honest, we have, pretty similar body chemistry, I'd say. He probably has a stronger chin. I mean, not that I have a weak chin or anything, but it's not a Texas chin. Yeah. The shirt, I only want to wear this outfit for the rest of my life. This is great. Shame about there's no boots. Those are just, are they boots? I mean, it's behind his leg, so I don't think they're boots. He probably keeps those for the weekend. What do you think he's got? Alligator? Alligator? Maybe. Should we just keep him up? Send the cop a PayPal. And a hat.
Be talking on it for me, the police, Big Brother, to know where you are.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Probably you can track it at any time without me being on it.
Unless it's wrapped in aluminum foil.
Okay.
Pretty smart. That's the only thing that'll cut the signal off from the tower.
Aluminum. You know, I'm the only Brit in the world. Patricia Burns will tell you. I'm the only Brit in the world that says aluminum. You know what they say in England? Oh, I don't even remember. How does it go? Aluminium. Aluminium. What? No, that doesn't sound nice at all. You wouldn't put that in a poem, would you? But aluminum. It just falls over itself out of the mouth. It's great. Aluminum.
But when you look at your phone, you see the bars, the tower bars, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like a 1, 2, 3. We use those, tower strength, signal strength, with a trajectory from the tower. In other words, if you're standing right here and the tower is right here, you're an engineer, you went to 2 extra years after high school, right? To be a civil engineer? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you know about trajectory and angles.
Yes.
Based on that signal strength.
Depending upon your location.
Exactly. And so you know what this does? It pinpoints. Can I call him dumbass? Is that okay? Is that all right with you? Because he is. So it pinpoints dumbass's signal at James's apartment, hotel, motel, sorry, there's a difference. Picking him up and then driving. Can you show me where your house is on there? That's it. You know why that X is there? Because it picks him up driving.
Yeah, Patricia Burns says, I think his saddlebag is like a prop saddle. I think you might be right. In fact, I think I remember Gordon McRae having the very same one in the Rodgers and Hammerstein production of Oklahoma, right? Is that a period piece?
To your house, and at really pretty much the exact time that we feel like your wife was murdered, within a minute and a half to 20 minutes of her getting home, because you just barely beat her there, his phone is tinging at your house. And then his phone goes all the way back towards, where's this? Oh, right here. And it stays there for just a little bit, and then it goes to, where's that Home Depot at?
Here.
There.
This is where he came and met me.
Yep. Right after you killed your
Home Depot, it's probably where he goes every day for lunch, in the subway that they have right there in the building. God, nothing could be worse, right? Subway is bad enough. But when you have to go to one that's inside a Home Depot, something is very, very wrong with your life.
So, if I know that he's at James's motel, what?
Oh, by the way, we got to say a big thank you to Golden Star Chauncey Myers, who I don't know if she's with us today, but the other day, she helped us get through Animated Adelsons and bring that to the public. Thank you so much for that PayPal. Speaking incidentally, which other of our Golden Stars, what can we offer? What can we offer? Apart from a great show of compelling content and sardonic wit, what can we offer? Should we promise a t-shirt? Should we do the prize thing where you win the t-shirt? Everybody go to PayPal, support the fuck out of this channel, because, no better time, right? No better time than our darkest hour. Go to PayPal, support the fuck out of the channel, and win a great t-shirt, which we will send to you. And by the way, we only did that once, and somebody won. Somebody called Coloring and True Crime. And then I sent her a message. I said, hey, send me your address. and I'll send you a t-shirt. Send me your address, size, and color for the shirt. And she never got back to me. So if coloring and true crime is out there, we already owe you a shirt, and you could win another one today if you support the fuck out of the channel, and we'll do a prize for every PayPal supporter, a prize draw for every PayPal supporter that goes to the rescue right now.
What do you think that makes me to believe about James?
That he's an accomplice somehow.
Bingo!
Now that the ranger has shown John how he knows that Jesus was the shooter and how James was the driver, he will explain how he knows John was the one who set it all up.
So then he sits down and he gives a statement. And in that statement, he specifically talks about how he was part of the conversation between you and him talking about how this was going to go down. And how you three went into a room after the murder and discussed how everyone needed to shut up and keep quiet the day after the murder.
Patricia Burns says, True Crime Metrics, the aluminium aluminium debate is nothing compared to the dragged v. drug debate. I remember that from the Sarah Boone case. Nobody drug him up the damn stairs. He didn't fly up there. Or down the stairs. No, it doesn't matter. He was talking to her. No one drug you up the damn stairs. But what if the thing that you were dragging was drugs, right? Nobody drug the drugs up the damn stairs. Nobody dragged the drugs up the damn stairs. Then it really falls apart, really. Oh, by the way, today's episode is dedicated to the RMS Titanic, which, as you all know, sank in the middle of the Atlantic on this day 114 years ago. Where's that fucking iceberg today? He's the real criminal. What happened to him? No justice. Just went off somewhere, melted into the sea, reformed, and probably is on the South Pole right now, forming another berg to sink another ship. And what happens? Nothing.
Well, let's go forward a little bit. He also says that he was a big sissy and he wouldn't just do it. He kept dragging it out. He says that you got really, really mad about that and that you told Mr. Trevino that you need to get your shit together and knock it out because you haven't done anything to plan for the wedding. You haven't gotten a tuxedo, and now your mom's going to be coming and he needs to get this shit done. Then he says, one-on-one, right, that while you guys were out at a dump, that you have a conversation with him and you're talking about the murder and as you...
Out at a dump? What were they doing there? You taking any trips to the dump? Does anybody ever go to the dump for a legitimate reason? Chandler Alderson. So he took a trip to the dump? Yeah, he said he wanted to take lawn clippings. I mean, how big does your lawn need to be that you have to go to the dump to take the clippings away? I mean, you just put them in a pile and eventually it blows away, right? Never understood that excuse.
Really going to do it, and he says, no, I think he's a big sissy. And then you turn around and say, well, he was supposed to do another job for me and my ex-wife down in Georgia. Would you do a hit for $15,000? And he says, well, that's not really my deal. I don't really do that. Because he's not really a hitter. So someone who's going to do a murder shouldn't hire someone who is afraid of the sight of blood, right, to do it. And they shouldn't hire someone who's not really a shithead. He's not really a shithead. He's a pretty legitimate dude. He just has some issues and he did something really, really stupid. You shouldn't bring him along for the ride, and then you shouldn't have a conversation with him about it. Now, you can blow off everything that he said, and you can blow off everything that he said, but the deal is these two have been separated, and they were both interviewed, and they both said exactly the same thing. All right? You paid him to have your wife killed. Now, these two, who's admitting to doing the murder, the gun, the clothes, phone conversations, everything. All right? I did it. He drove me there. That'd be one thing, but they have no reason.
Patricia Burns says, I think the perp in the sinking of the Titanic was Holland and Wolff Shipping Company, who used second-rate rivets in the construction of the keel of the ship. Maybe they were in cahoots with the Berg. Yeah, but Patricia, you're from Liverpool, so you have a problem with everything. You know, the truth is that the rivets were a high slag, what do you call it, ratio, you know, what they weren't steel, they weren't, but it was 1911, well, 1910 when they were being made. I mean, that's as far as science had come at the time. I mean, I have that on good authority. There was nothing substandard about those rivets. I mean, yes, today we look at them and go, oh my God, how could they use that? But all fucking ocean liners, the Mauritania, the Lusitania, the Saxonia, every single one of them used the same rivets. I mean, it's even battleships, you know. RMS Hood was the same. I mean, don't fuck with me about boat knowledge, because I'll take you to school.
Didn't do that murder unless they're getting paid. And I got 7 other people saying that they paid them, and these 2 are completely separate, and they're telling me the exact same freaking story. And they haven't had an opportunity to get their story together. And they both tell me what was said in that bedroom the day after your wife was murdered.
The final piece of evidence is that all 3 men were in the same room, discussing what they should do with the body. The ranger took Jesus and James and interviewed them separately, and they were both able to recall the same conversation. They both told the ranger what John had said, and both of their testimonies matched. With this final nail in the coffin, the ranger will tell John what his options are.
Okay? Now, you have choices, my friend. Okay? Because this looks really, really bad for you. All right? And that's why on Tuesday, this was presented to a grand jury. Do you know about the American legal system and a grand jury?
I have no idea.
Anyone can be arrested.
Do you know about the American legal system? Well, you're gonna. Do you know anything about the prison system? You're gonna. Yeah. You know anything about the American laws? Like, don't kill your wife or pay someone else to kill your wife? You heard about that one?
And I could write out a probable cause affidavit that you committed murder, okay? And I could arrest you for it, just like that. I just boom, and the judge signs it, okay? But I'm guessing by now you know that I'm just not this ordinary cop, right? Mm-hmm. I'm different. I'm anal retentive.
I'm different. You can tell that from my perfect dress sense and big hat. Look at my belt. I have a utility on here for everything.
ADD. I can't help it. All right? I go overboard on everything. So I grab all this shit, all my forensics, all my phone stuff, all my statements, all my you name it. I grab everything and I present it to a grand jury. When a grand jury does an indictment, all right, that means that one of 2 things is going to happen. You're either going to go to trial or you're going to plead guilty. Okay? On Tuesday, this was presented to a grand jury, and on Tuesday I found out that the grand jury indicted you and him for capital murder.
Okay, great.
Today. Okay?
Which is, hey, cop, I thought you said that nothing happens in this room that I don't want. Now you're talking about indicted by the grand jury. I mean, for anybody who wasn't here earlier, what was the distinction? That the grand jury have decided that there is, what is the wording? Sufficient evidence to proceed to trial. It's almost like a mini sub-trial in and of itself, right? The grand jury look at it, they go, oh yeah, probably good use of our money. I mean, law is a business, and we should never forget that. We should never forget that. When a corporate company wants to, a big company, a big corporate, wants to change the toilet paper they use from single ply to 3-ply. Now, obviously, for your home user, that's not a big decision to make. But when you're a big corporate, that is millions of dollars worth of difference. And you have to weigh up, is this a good use of asset allocation, right? Should we invest and give our staff 3-ply toilet paper? Will that improve morale in the workplace? Will that improve hygiene in the workplace? Will that mean people want to spend more time shitting while they're at work or less? Right? All of these things have to be taken into account and decided, and then the members of the board will decide whether it's a good investment. Much like what the grand jury says, the cops go to the grand jury and they say, listen, we think 3-ply toilet paper will be a good idea for this criminal case. And, they think about it, they look at the evidence, they maybe try some of it out, take a roll home with them to see and get a feel for it over the weekend. And then they'll come back on Monday and say, we agree. There's enough evidence. There's sufficient evidence to suggest that 3-ply toilet paper will be a good investment and you can proceed with an arrest.
That means that there's no probable cause statement. That means that the grand jury issues the warrant, which means there's evidence to move forward. And at this point, you're looking at a long time in prison or the death penalty. Okay? Now, why am I telling you all this? Because I think it's right that you know everything. Okay? I think that's important.
A long time in prison or the death penalty. If it's Texas and the death penalty is included in your list of options, I think it's all time in prison or the death penalty, and probably the death penalty. But the best you can hope for is to spend every day of the rest of your life in a little concrete box next to a toilet with no seat, sleeping on a pillow that feels like a fucking gym mat.
But you have a choice to make. And I'm going to tell you what the positive is.
What the what?
Positive, the good. Okay. I don't like him. All right?
I know, couldn't agree more, Patricia Burns. It's all about the fucking uniform. In fact, I don't know why a cop in any other state would wear anything else. I mean, would this guy look at home in New Hampshire? Maybe not. But it doesn't matter because he would have authority. Would he look at home in Connecticut? No. But it doesn't matter because he would have authority. I think it's the best cop outfit I've ever seen anywhere. In fact, I challenge anybody that can find me a better dressed police officer or ranger, whatever, to compete with this. I've never seen one. It doesn't exist. What are you going to do? Bring in Pat Sanford? Pat Sanford looking next to this guy would look like he lived in the gutter. This is how you dress. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's Patricia Burns says, I think the uniform of this dude really helps him come across in charge and honest. It's a great effect. Couldn't agree more. I mean, and even the things that you don't see about this guy, looking at him, it is 100% clear to me that he made his bed this morning, right? Or at least, perhaps his wife would do it because he's so busy. But before he was married, he made his bed every morning. And his bed was as creaseless as his shirt. Right? Not one crease. And, it's those things are important, aren't they? The things, like how you dress, you can dress smart and well and put together, and you come across, like this guy does, as confident, in charge, honest, whatever you want to say, right? Character cues, right? Cues to the character and how he represents. But also the things that feed into that energy that's created are things that you don't even see. How he made his bed. How he parked his car, or whatever it is, right? Not littering. Whatever else it is, right? The kind of thought that he would put into buying someone a gift or sending a donation. You know, those things, the things that aren't even in the room, the things that this criminal will never see, affect how his energy is being placed in this room. And that's a really fucking good thing to remember. You know, it's not about what people see you do. It's about who you know you are, right? And that affects how people see you, even though they don't see the things. I love that. That's so cool.
And he's killed other people.
I wouldn't like to know that at this point.
Alright, well, he's killed other people. Okay. So in the United States, when you kill 3 or more people, do you know what you're called? A serial murderer. This wannabe has actually killed.
A serial murderer. I believe the accepted term is serial killer, but you know, who am I? Who am I to judge? Maybe it's different in Texas. Maybe it's different in Texas.
2 other people. That means that he's killed 3 people total. All right? Which makes him a serial murderer, and a serial murderer needs to go to death row and die. He just never, ever needs to get out. Now, John, I know that you're kind of foreign to this country, and I know that I'm throwing a lot at you, but I'm going to give you an opportunity today. And it's really important that you understand this, because I don't want to lie to you, and I don't want you to misunderstand anything that I'm saying, okay? I'm not the decision maker. I'm not the district attorney. I'm not the district judge. I'm not a grand jury. I'm none of those people, okay? I'm a Texas Ranger. Now, granted, I'm one who answers phone calls from the governor, right? Mm-hmm. I don't carry his bags, just answer the phone, do what he asks me to do. But I'm a Texas Ranger, I'm not a decision maker, okay? After we meet today, I'm gonna go upstairs, because we're also in the Criminal Justice Center here. And I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna meet with the district attorney, and I'm gonna tell her exactly how this interview went, and she's gonna ask me a bunch of questions about it, okay? And you've got to make a decision as to what you want to do or how you want to proceed with things, okay? This country is very interesting in that if people show remorse and if they're sorry and they beg for forgiveness, all right, and they tell the truth, things tend to go better for them. If they tend not to do that, all right, then this is a death penalty case, and that's what you're looking at. And if you're not afraid to die, I understand. Really, I'm not either. But the problem is you have to sit on death row for like 12 to 15 years, and it's a really, really horrible existence, okay? And I don't think that I don't know who you are. I'm really kind of trying to figure you out. I'm honest. I'll be brutally honest. I don't know if you're a sociopath, if you're a psychopath. And I kind of looked into it some more, and I don't think you're any of those things. I think that you felt like your wife was cheating on you, and I think that you thought your...
Oh my God, another guy with fucking, like, hurt feelings. What, you couldn't fucking, like, what do you call it, a cock killer. Oh, just leave. Just leave, don't worry about it. This thing that people have about it's a conversation for another day.
Your wife was not a good mother, and I think that you were probably right. And I think you felt like she was going to leave you and she was going to take the kids, and I think that you were right because I think that she was going to. I think she was going to marry you so she'd give you half the business and she was gone. And you know that, and I know that.
No, I don't.
That's what I believe.
No, I don't believe that for Laura at all. I mean, no, I don't believe that. I did not think that Laura will. I mean, the business was hers anyway, so it doesn't matter me getting married with her or not. So that's, I mean, I have no.
Then why, John? Why? Because you still want to get married? Because you want to?
No, I didn't have a problem to get married. I mean, I tried to get married with her for at least 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her. I still love her. I mean, it's, you know, I love my kids. When they took my kids away, it's like killing me. It's.
Well, right now, you have an opportunity because, number one, you have an opportunity to ease the pain from them, okay? And there's something called consideration, all right? And I'm not, again, the deal maker, but I can tell you, you move forward with this stuff and these people testifying against you and everything else, and you get the death penalty, okay? This thing about consideration, okay? The best thing going here, and normally you know how this works, it's the person who hires that they're really.
The best thing going here, your best option is life in prison. Anything outside of that, you know, we've already got the indictment. The grand jury have listened to the evidence. They've decided that there's sufficient evidence to proceed to trial. Everybody's a serial killer and you're going to death row. Your best option right now is to confess and to give these people some consideration, and then maybe the court will give you some consideration and you can spend every day, all day, every day in the concrete shitbox.
Really after, all right? But you don't have a criminal history. You've never been in trouble before.
No, I mean,
It's a pain in the ass, right? So, they're not really you're like there, yeah, you need to be punished, but this guy, he's bad, he really needs to go to death row, okay? So, at the end of the day, I think that you have an opportunity, and your opportunity is to be honest, to ask for forgiveness, all right, and to cooperate with all this, and move forward and hope for consideration. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'll tell you what's going to happen with this stuff. If you end up going to the trial, you're going to get convicted, you're going to get the death penalty, okay? Period. I don't think you want that. I don't think your children want that. I know that they wouldn't want to have to deal with that. But if you are sorry, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you're sorry for what happened and the way things happened, all right, and if you want to tell that story, then I will go to the district attorney and I will tell her that you cooperated with this investigation and that you made a really, really bad mistake and that you're sorry, but that you gave up the information about these two and specifically him, which is what she wants. And I think that gives you an opportunity moving forward. I can't.
Okay, let's think about a scenario here. Say that the suspect, let's just call him the criminal. Say that the criminal calls for a lawyer now. I want a lawyer. No questions. Lawyer. I think the lawyer might say the same thing as what the cop is saying, right? What do you think? You think the lawyer would say the same thing as the cop? I mean, usually the cops don't want you to get a lawyer because you'll shut up and you'll go to trial and all the rest of it. But in this case, I think the lawyer would probably say, yeah, he's right. You know, you got to tell him everything. Your only hope is for this guy to go to the DA and say that you confessed.
I promise you that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But I think that gives you a really, really, really good opportunity moving forward. Okay? And it's your choice. It's what you want to do, but it's not going to be presented to you again. And I know that's a lot to be thrown at you, but I think you knew this. You're not surprised with this. You knew this day was coming. I mean, you're not freaked out. You're not nervous. You're nothing.
I am nervous. I mean, it just...
You know it's coming, John.
I'll bet. I'll bet.
You know what's coming. Now you got to make a decision. You know what mitigation of damages is?
No.
It's when you screw up and try to make the best of it. Okay? You screwed up, all right, and now you got to try to make the best of it. And let me tell you something else. Greek Orthodox?
Mm-hmm.
How did I know that? Christianity, all right, Americans, the district judge, the jury, the grand jury.
Greek Orthodox, huh? That's something else, isn't it? I mean, what is all that about? What do you think he thought of the Greek Orthodox church right under the World Trade Center that survived the 9th of November? You know, brought down those two big towers, but the Greek Orthodox Church was still standing. It's still there to this day, I think, isn't it? Does anybody know?
And the district attorney are all good Christian people, because in America you really don't get elected unless you're a good Christian person, right? And what's a value that all Christians share? What's the number one rule of Christian?
What was that? Buddy, I don't know about Texas, but it's supposed to be a secular country. I don't know if that remains clear in the modern day or not, but I believe that that's written into the Constitution. You know, it's a land formed on the ideas of whatever faith you want, right? What is he saying here? Because I want to understand that.
Of it. And let me tell you something else. Greek Orthodox?
Mm-hmm.
How did I know that? Christianity, all right, Americans.
Christianity, Americans.
The district judge, the jury, the grand.
The district judge, the jury, the grand jury, all good Christian people. Well, you've heard of church and state, right? These people work for the state, and I'm not sure what the wording is or what the rules are, but, you know, bringing in religious values of any description isn't, you know, really supposed to be the idea, is it? I mean, I know it's all in God we trust and you know, manifest destiny and everything else, but you know, there's nothing to prevent a Jew or a Muslim or a Buddhist being on the grand jury, right? I mean, but hey, it's Texas.
Grand jury and the district attorney are all good Christian people, because in America you really don't get elected unless you're a good Christian person, right? And what's a value that all Christians share? What's the number one rule of Christianity? Spread the word of God. Number two, you got to forgive. If you're a good Christian, you have to forgive, and it doesn't matter. I sat down one time, Catholic, right? I've got some Roman Catholic, some Greek Orthodox. I got a cousin who married from Chicago, a guy who's Greek Orthodox. Same thing, they just kind of left the boat, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. So.
Oh yeah, Spacey Dove, now we're talking. Imagine if this ranger had interviewed Wendy instead of Isom. Game over. Oh. You know, all this fucking bullshit that people use AI for. Fucking bullshit everywhere. It's all shit. I hate it. Why can't someone just do this? We need a simulator so we can take an investigator from one interrogation and have them interview a suspect from another. right? So you could say, right, I want to see the Wendy Adelson interrogation, but through a virtual reality where it's this guy in the room instead of Isim. Technology could do that. I could probably do that if I had enough fucking time, but I don't. And someone's going to rob that idea. Somebody's going to rob that idea. Oh, man. We have got some fucking amazing... I've got something, right, that I've discovered that I'm afraid to tell anyone about. Even the people closest. It's that groundbreaking. It's like fucking top secret clearance. It's too good not to be buried 6 feet down. Oh man, can't wait. Can't fucking wait.
So, what's the difference between a good person and a bad person? Does Mother Teresa make mistakes?
We need this ranger's address to write him fan mail. Yeah. What area of Texas is this? We'll find out. I'll call my people.
Everybody makes mistakes. I don't care who it is.
Pope makes mistakes, right? Pope makes mistakes.
Even the Pope makes mistakes. Even the Pope will, run out of toilet paper halfway through and have to call someone up on his little Pope phone and say, hey, I'm in trouble. And I'm wearing white robes. This is a disaster and could go really wrong. I need help. Even the Pope makes mistakes.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
What's the difference between a good person and a bad person? A good person.
that is actually quite a difficult question to answer. It's a question that sounds like it has a prescribed answer to it, but you're like, well, what's the difference between a good person and a bad person? Bad person does bad things. What was the interrogation where someone was doing that? Oh, it was the Chris Watts. Remember Chris Watts when he'd spent 3 hours talking to Graham Coder from the FBI? And then eventually Graham Coder turns up the heat and says, he just turns in his fucking chair, right? He turns in his chair and says, when we find the guy who did this, what do you think should happen to that person? And Chris Watts sits there in his fidgety, nervous, sweating state that he's in, and says, life in prison? And then Graham Coder's like, what if he hurt them? And Chris is, what does he say? He says, I don't even know if they have that penalty in Colorado. There's nothing I could do to cope. If those kids and that wife are not alive, I couldn't cope.
Makes a mistake, and they say that they're sorry, and they ask for forgiveness and redemption, and they move on down the road. A bad person who makes a mistake, he just keeps moving.
Oh, nice, Stephanie. Yeah, of course, you're right. I completely missed that. That's why you're here, to pick up the pieces. Greek Orthodox don't believe in the Pope. Well, I guess they believe in the Pope. But not, not in, they don't, he's not their head of whatever, church, religion, faith, right? He's not their faith captain. Good point. Even the Pope makes mistakes. Greek Orthodox guys like, yeah, just by living in the Vatican, He's a fraud. He's a phony.
Moving down the road, he never says he's sorry. He never asks for forgiveness. He never asks for redemption. Do you want to know who gets the death penalty? Those people. I put a lot of people on death row, and there's a bunch of people sitting there right now because of me. And people ask me, how do you do that? How do you sleep at night? Let me tell you how I sleep at night.
Just do your job, that's about it.
Number one, I didn't kill anyone. Okay? All right? Number two, I give everyone choices, and I'm legitimate with everyone. Good Catholic boy. All right? I can't lie to you. You know, I turn blue or something. You know, I have to go 50 Hail Marys and a couple Our Fathers. It's against my my beliefs. I'm honest, and I give you options, and I let you make choices. And at the end of the day, it's all about choices, John. All right? And you have a choice today, and you make a decision. And when I go to bed, and I tell my son this, when you go to bed at night.
So what do you think this Texas Ranger confesses? Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 36 minutes since my last confession, and I ate the last piece of cake out of the communal fridge at my precinct. And I am sorry. Priest is like, okay, my child, say 8 Hail Marys and 12 Our Fathers.
You lay your head down, you should be able to sleep with a clear conscience. If you did something wrong, you pray to God, you ask for forgiveness, and try to do the right thing the next day. You make amends for your mistakes, all right? I sleep at night because I give people the opportunities. Because the people that end up on death row because they made that choice. Not because they killed someone, not because they had someone kill someone, but because they made the choice not to cooperate and not to ask for forgiveness and not to say that they're sorry. Because when you go in front of that jury and you go in front of that district judge and you go in front of that district attorney and you step up there and you don't tell them that you're sorry for what you did, they're going to think you're a son of a bitch and they're going to want you to die.
So can I talk to my attorney
You can do
before?
anything you want. If you want your attorney right now, you can tell me, I want my attorney right now and I don't want to talk to you. But that's up to you. You control these things, okay? But I'm not going to come back and
Look, I don't know how this thing works. I don't know how the legislation works. I don't know anything about the legal system in the United States works. And this is
I don't know how this works. I speak Greek. You speak Greek? Make America Greek again. That's why I vote for MAGA. I thought it was make America Greek again.
where I would like to talk to somebody
Okay, and let me explain something real quick, all right?
about this, because I really don't.
Okay, let me explain something real quick. There's a couple different things you can do right now, okay? You can completely turn me off forever. In other words, I'm never going to come back and talk to you again by telling me, Ranger, I would like to talk to my attorney and I don't want to talk to you anymore, and then I'm never, ever going to come back and talk to you again. I'm done.
No, that's a way to put someone off invoking their right, isn't it? You can do that right now. It's completely your choice. You can invoke a attorney and then I am never going to come and talk to you again. You know, an absolutist statement like that really makes you have to think about your options. It would be the smartest thing to do, but the way that he's put that would scare the shit out of you, even if you knew that speaking to a lawyer was your best option. Even me, I'd be like, I don't know. I want to know what you know, and I also love watching you work. It's a pleasure, even though you're giving me the death penalty essentially. But good job.
Okay, and that's your right, and you can do that right now if you choose to. You can say, I would like to take a break, maybe we could talk later, I would like to go back to my cell or be booked in, and maybe we can talk later. He said, I never ever want to see you again. That's your choice. But once you shut that door is shut forever. And I want you to make sure that you're aware of that, okay? Because the opportunity that's right here, and it's your choice. If you want your attorney, if you want to end it, then I walk out this door right now, and that's all you have to say, and it's done.
I mean, I think that I need to talk to the attorney, and because I'm like, okay, and then, tell him all the stuff that he told me, and, it's like, I'm not saying that, I don't know, I really don't know how to.
Okay. If you want an attorney, then you just tell me that and we're done. And I'm going to go talk to him again next, right now. But that's your choice. If you want an attorney, then you need to tell me that, though. You need to say, I want my attorney, I don't want to talk to you right now. If you want to just end the interview, you can say, I want to end the interview. That's your choice, okay? That's your legal right. Even though you're not an American citizen, are you? I don't know.
I'm a resident. I was actually applying for a citizen.
Okay, but because you're in America, it doesn't matter if you're from Mars, you have the rights that the Constitution affords to every American. Even though you're not an American, you still get those rights, and that's your choice. But you decide that. If you don't want to talk to me, if you want an attorney, then you tell me that, okay? If you want to just end it and stop it, then that's fine. I'm just telling you where I'm going next.
As much as John wants to talk to his lawyer, he knows that by invoking his rights, the ranger will go speak with his co-defendant Jesus and see what he has to say. John believes that the ranger wants Jesus more because he is a 3-time offender. He also believes that if the ranger walks out the door, he will most likely get the death penalty. Unfortunately for John, he can't have his cake and eat it too.
In other words, I'm not coming back. I'm going to go talk to him, and I'm going to take his statement, and then we'll just keep charging down the road. But that's your choice.
So I cannot have a choice of speaking with the attorney and...
You can have an attorney right now. Do you want an attorney?
I mean, I want to talk to the attorney and then get back to you to...
Okay, you want to end this interview right now?
I'm surprised he doesn't use that tactic from the beginning. You really that dumb? You're not that dumb, are you? You're not going to fall for that. End the interview. What are you talking about? You're not that dumb.
That's your choice. You just tell me that. I mean, you're kind of saying it like it's a big question, or you're throwing a bunch of things out there. So I'm not sure how to take it. I know it's a big deal, but I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Of course, it is a big deal. I mean, you're telling me that, basically admitting that I hired him to do the murder. That's what you're telling me.
Am I telling you to admit that? No, I already know that you did that. I'm giving you an opportunity to tell the truth and come forward and to ask for some type of consideration for doing the right thing and for helping me to make sure that this guy goes to death row. That's what I'm talking about. There's not a question of if you did this or you didn't do that. I already know the answer to it. I already know that you hired him. I know that he drove. I know that he's an idiot. I know that he pulled the trigger. Okay?
I know that he's fucking that hippo in a car. I wonder what car it was and where that car is today and how the sharks are doing. Hey, don't drive over any bumps when you're fucking your whale.
I already know those things. It's not a question, all right? I'm not asking you questions. Did you do that? I already know the answer to that. The question is, what do you want to do? If you want your attorney, then we'll end it right now. That's your choice. If you want to provide information and try to help yourself out, then we can do that too. It's up to you. I don't need you to do that, okay? This case is done.
Hey, I just want to give everyone a vocal reminder. There is a goal, but fucking a YouTube goal is going to do nothing for us today. If anyone does want to support the channel, PayPal. And what's the problem? Oh, are we desperate? We're not desperate. We're fucking strong as fuck, right? With your help, we're strong as fuck. We got this by the balls, okay? But it's a community group effort, right? Everybody little, Metrics is Lord. Everybody, help, 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 help. Metrics is Lord, right? Let's go, let's go, let's go!
When I say I know what happened, I know what happened. That's your buddy's indictment for capital murder. That one's yours. It says your name on it. Okay? My case is done. I don't need anything from you. You don't want to give me anything. If you don't want to talk about it, then that's fine. That's up to you. I don't care. But I'm going to go have a little bit to eat because I'm kind of hungry and get a cup of coffee. All right?
What did he say? Pull up a what?
You don't want to...
I'm kinda hungry and I'm gonna go and get a cup of coffee. Yeah, well, it's not gonna be a double latte from Starbucks. I didn't believe that the first time, Ranger. Straight drip. Straight drip that's been there for 3 fucking days. Cold. Why? Because he's a man.
Give me anything. If you don't want to talk about it, then that's fine. That's up to you. I don't care. But I'm going to go have a little bit to eat because I'm kind of hungry and get a cup of coffee. All right? Well, I mean, but then I'm fine with that. All I'm doing is giving you an opportunity. I told you to me it comes down to laying my head on a pillow at night and going to sleep with a clear conscience. I'm giving
Laying my head on a pillow. Yeah, look forward to that in your cell. Your gym mat pillow. That's going to be nice. And your yoga mat mattress. Yeah. And now I like what he's doing here as well. He's doing the kind of like, I'm offended because I'm in here trying to help you, delaying my coffee and piece of cake, kind of hungry. I'm going to go get a coffee and a bun. Coffee and a bun, right? God. You know, for fucking 4 days, I've been looking for change. I've been looking for change to buy one teeny tiny cup of coffee. You know what a cup of coffee costs in Portugal? 90 cents. It's been out of our reach. PayPal, 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 PayPal. Go.
you a choice, man. That's all I want to do. Good Catholic boy. I want to get on with my life. I want to have a clear conscience. All right?
I don't know about the good Catholic boy line. That's, you know, he's trying to do commonality, appear to his sense of morality and righteous, what he assumes would be some kind of formative righteousness instilled in him as a boy, right, if he's Greek Orthodox, whatever they do. So it's fine. I mean, it's got a place, but he's hitting it home a bit much. Good Catholic boy. I always attribute that term to Jewish. Good Jewish boy, right? That's.
You make your own decision. You just let me know what you want to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's your choice, okay? I'll be honest with you. I sat down and I had the same conversation with James. I said, James, it's your choice. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you exactly what there's out here. Boom, I laid all this stuff out to him. I told him what Trevino said. I told him why Trevino said it. I told him I didn't believe some of it, and then we proved all it up. It was corroborated. I've got the forensics. I've got the blood. I've got everything. I don't need anything from you, James. However, James, you have an opportunity to help yourself out. I'm not making promises, just like I'm not making promises to you because I'm not that deal maker. I'm not the decision maker. I'm just a little wheel in the cog, but I relay messages, all right? James made a decision that he wanted to help himself out because he knew that he made a mistake. James laid out everything that happened, and then James ended the conversation with, I'm sorry, would you please express my remorse to the district attorney's office? I know that I made a mistake. James has got a pretty good outlook ahead of him.
What?
Outlook. Things are looking good for James. We're a forgiving society. We are, all right? You kill your wife, but you know what? Or you hire someone to kill your wife, but people can still forgive you for it because that's who we are. A Judeo-Christian society. We have to do that. We have to forgive no matter what you do, no matter how bad it is. We have to forgive. And I know that sounds corny and hokey, but it's the God's honest truth. Because we're Christians. You're a Christian.
Yeah, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. We'll pay for your coffin, a little one that we make out of bolster wood, and yeah, we'll even. I tell you what, we'll have a Greek Orthodox. I was going to say rabbi. That wouldn't be the They kind of look like rabbis, though, don't they? What is the deal with that? Greek Orthodox seems to be like a cross between, well, I don't know. What do you call them? The Greek Orthodox priest? Bishop? What is it? Clergyman. Let's look. Greek Orthodox. In Greek Orthodox Church is bishop or epitropos, which signifies a steward or guardian. Epitropos. Epitropos. Which signifies a steward or guardian, father or papa, or papa if your name is, what's his name? Andrew Smith, Agent Smith, Chandler Halderson. Papa.
Right?
I am.
Yeah, well, you made a mistake. You did. I mean, now it's damage control time, man. It's mitigation. If you don't give a shit and you want to go to death row, then go. Knock yourself out. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's a bad deal.
Yeah, it's a bad deal. For you, we're fine. I don't care. I'm going to have my coffee and a bun. I'm a good Catholic boy with a coffee and a bun. God, hey, buy me a coffee on Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACatholicCoffee.com/True Crime Catholic Metrics. No, don't go there, because we're not going to see that for a week. PayPal. Please.
You know, I'm not going to feel sorry for you if they do that to you. But
I mean, I'm not going to feel sorry for me.
Well,
right?
I'm not. It's not going to happen. But I'm going to give you an opportunity just like I give everyone, because morally I feel like I have a compass that forces me to do that. But that's up to you. You know, you did something really bad.
The Titanic had a compass, and that didn't work out for anybody, right? Fucking iceberg.
Now you have an opportunity to try to make things better and to say that you're sorry.
The ranger continues trying to convince John that confessing will benefit him in the end. John sits quietly, unsure of what to do. The evidence is overwhelming against him, and he knows he must make a choice. Either show remorse and live out the rest of your life, or get a one-way ticket to death row.
You know, if you feel bad in any way, shape, or form for what happened, and do you, I don't know.
I mean, what is the point of this guy sitting in this room? I mean, just look at his body language. Does this look like anything other than a person coming to a advanced stage of reckoning and just going, oh my God, I'm never getting out of this. My actions have changed everything for me.
You probably don't. And maybe it's not so important to you that you do, but I'm going to tell you something. You damn well better convince that jury, that district attorney, and that district.
Oh, he said that? The Greek Orthodox guy said he had a whole different thought about the Pope. Cool. Hey, Pugsy! Ms. Pugsy. Spring Branch, Texas. Wow. Hot on the knowledge. Thank you so much, Pugs.
Judge, that you feel some remorse and that you're sorry about this, because if you don't, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. They're going to kill your ass. You're going to sit on death row for 12 years in a 8x10 cell. and you're going to be absolutely miserable, and then they're going to kill your ass. And no one's going to think.
Kind of refreshing to have it put like that, isn't it? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen here. They're going to kill your ass, okay? You're going to sit in an 8x10 for 12 years, and then they're going to kill your ass. You'll be miserable, then they kill you. Bringing it home, huh? And I don't know. I mean, I guess we have an inherent instinct to not be killed by other people or at all, right? But you gotta think that sitting in an 8x10 for 12 years, then being put to death, if you put that on one end of the scale and on the other side of the scale, what is that guy, 35, 40 years old maybe? Maybe less. I can't see him close up. You know, he's normal run of things. He's got another 40 years to live, right? So what is better? It's difficult to say, isn't it? Because despite all of the shit things about living in prison forever, you are still alive. And despite all those shit things, no matter how many times you get fucking extorted or raped or beaten or fucked around with or whatever the fucking deal is, constant struggle, whatever the fucking deal is, shit food, you still are alive. And you still will find things that make you feel something. Or you will still laugh at things. You will still dream and read and sing or whatever it is. Jerk off. A lot of that, I guess. You're still going to jerk off. Now, I could jerk off for 40 years or I could jerk off for 12 and then they kill my ass. It's tough. It's what is better? I guess most people just say, yeah, I want to live when it comes down to it. Even if that's another 28 years living in the same old concrete shitbox that you were doing for 12 and you're 8x10. The only plus side, we saw this recently with the case of, was that guy? I don't know, it was a couple of shows ago, that guy who wanted the death penalty. Why did he want the death penalty? Well, you know, you get a little bit more comfort, I think. I think that's widely accepted in most situations, even if you're a fucking triple killer. The COs that are looking out for you, come to think of it, are they correctional officers if you're on death row? Because rehabilitation into society, correction of your past behaviors, isn't really part of their job if they are putting you to death. I guess they want to correct you while you're still there, so you don't fuck with them. So yeah, the COs, I think, you know, give you a little bit more like, okay, well, we're going to kill him, so, you know, maybe let him be. Let him have a couple of extra books. Yeah, we know he had a book last week, but maybe give him a couple more. He's being put to death. Of course, the food's the same grade as shit everywhere. But, yeah, what would you go for? Let us know in the comments. Death row, and you live for 12 years, and then they, quote, kill your ass, close quote, or 40 years in jail. And don't forget, that's Gen Pop, right? That's Gen Pop, so that's a factor also. And I guess that really depends on the nature of your crimes. If you're a chomo or, rapist maybe. I mean, who else gets a bad time in prison? Chomos, number one. Rats, if you're a rat, then you might want to be in solitary confinement forever. But aside from that, saying it's just some greedy murderer shithead, Gen Pop would probably be better than solitary. Sorry. Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
Twice about it. What's the best case scenario in this? Say you're sorry, you're convincing, beg for forgiveness, provide information against Knucklehead who shot your wife, girlfriend, fiancé at point blank range, the mother of your daughter. Maybe you get a halfway lenient sentence. Maybe you get to go to a work farm because you haven't done anything before. A work farm. Maybe you get to go somewhere, you get to be outside, you get to run cattle.
Fucking hell, a new option has just been thrown into the mix. A work farm. He makes it sound like Club Med, doesn't he? Fucking, it's like a holiday camp. A work farm, yes! I get to work all day, every day. Breaking big rocks into little rocks. And that is the best. That's a 5-star hotel that he's just been offered. Imagine if that were an option, huh? Hey, if you tell us everything you know, you can live in a 5-star hotel forever. Do you like Sherry Netherlands?
And do carpentry and work and everything like that. It's a life. It's a lot better than being stuck behind bars. Maybe you get to go do that, and maybe they give you a halfway decent sentence. And in the state of Texas, you only have to serve about 50-60% of that sentence. So maybe you have an opportunity to actually see your daughter get married. You're not going to see her graduate kindergarten. You're not going to see her graduate.
No. Is he going to say walk down the aisle? How many seconds? Everybody let us know in the comments. How many seconds until he says walk down the aisle? Graduate college? I'm so tired of that in victim impact statements, you know? And I find it a bit offensive to the deceased. I mean, not to throw anything on grieving parents or families, but who says I was getting married? I'll never see my daughter walk down the aisle. You know, it's I just don't, you know. Not everyone gives a shit about that kind of shit, you know. So.
Graduate 8th grade, but maybe you can see her graduate high school, or maybe you can see her get married. Maybe you can hold her baby. Those are the things that you have to look forward to.
Closing in the walls, huh? I mean, maybe you can see her hold her baby. Maybe you can hold her baby. What an idiot. What a dipshit. And because he thought she was cheating on him, you fucking cuck. Oh. Was that such an offense to you? Maybe you shouldn't have been such a fucking lazy dick, you know?
But you know what? It's a hell of a lot better than nothing. And it's 12 years of misery. And then you're going to put them through that. And if you ever had an opportunity in your entire life to think about one thing other than yourself, this is the time. Because let me tell you something. The path to true redemption and righteousness is the recognition that it's about others. It's not about you, John. It's about others. And until you put other people in front of you in your life, you're never going to recognize it. And right now, you know what? I know you're laughing. You think this is bullshit because you don't have remorse.
No, I'm not.
But if you don't put your kids in front of you right now and recognize that, you're going to put them through that misery of 12 to 14 years of you sitting on death row, them knowing the day that you're going to die.
Either way, I'm screwed. I'm not going to do it.
What did he just say? Either way, I'm screwed. He's talking about putting others first. Either way, I'm screwed, so what's the difference? Okay, let's go back to the... let me draw you a diagram, okay? This is you, and these are other people. This is time, the path to redemption and righteousness, and you got to put others first, and think about how your young children are going to feel knowing the day you're going to die. And his answer to that is, either way, I'm screwed. Yeah, the judge will like that. Yeah, good one. Let's hear that again. I love the cop with his little. I know you think you're laughing because you think this is bullshit, and again, he does these things, the little, almost like guilt tripping, right? What was the one he did earlier? He did a great one earlier. It wasn't so much guilt. It was like, are you that dumb? You're not going to believe that, are you? You think she's got any credibility? You're not that dumb. I love that. That's fucking... It's so basic. It's like if you were to describe reverse psychology to someone in its most, rudimentary principle, that would be it. It's nothing more than that. But he does it well. Why? Because he's got that good outfit on and that hat on the floor. Because obviously Texas haven't heard of hat hooks. And I think we're going to make a fucking $1 million by going to Texas with a little suitcase like they used to do in the door-to-door, right? Bible salesman. Little suitcase, or like John Candy with his shower curtain rings in planes, trains, and automobiles, right? He had that little bag with all the different rings, and he'd go from motel to motel showing them the rings and saying, you could get this one or this one. We're going to do the same thing to police precincts in Texas with hat hooks. Come on, this is a great idea. Invest, invest, invest!
You're going to put them through that misery of 12 to 14 years of you sitting on death row, them knowing the day that you're going to die?
Either way, I'm screwed. I'm not going to do anything with my kids.
Hey, you have an opportunity to see your daughter get married. Might have an opportunity to see her graduate high school. Have an opportunity to hold your grandchild. Those are things that you have an opportunity to do. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but there's definitely an opportunity for it out there. But what happens is determined right now by what you do in this room. And you walk out of this room, and you can do it anytime you want. I've told you 20 different times I've admonished you.
Oh, hang on. Did I not go back? Because I really wanted to catch that again. Where he said, what did he say? Oh, either way, I'm screwed. This is the time to think about other people. Oh, what's the difference? Either way, I'm screwed. Way to make yourself look better, man. He gave you the answer.
And then you're going to put them through that. And if you ever had an opportunity in your entire life to think about one thing other than yourself, this is the time. Because let me tell you something. The path to true redemption and righteousness is the recognition that it's about others. It's not about you, John. It's about others. And until you put other people in front of you in your life, you're never going to recognize it. And right now, you know what? I know you're laughing. You think this is bullshit because you don't have remorse.
No, I'm not.
But if you don't put your kids in front of you right now and recognize that, you're going to put them through that misery of 12 to 14 years of you sitting on death row, them knowing the day that you're going to die.
Either way, I'm screwed. I'm not going to do anything with my kids.
Oh, hang on. Okay. Well, I guess we got to cut him a break. Apparently, the subtitle said something different. I really heard, either way, I'm screwed. The path to righteousness. It's almost Ezekiel 25:17. The path to righteousness is beset on all sides by the iniquity of the selfish and the tyranny of the Adelson family. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. and I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And so on.
Hey, you have an opportunity to see your daughter get married. Might have an opportunity to see her graduate high school. Have an opportunity to hold your grandchild. Those are things that you have an opportunity to do. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but there's definitely an opportunity for it out there. But what happens is determined right now by what you do in this room. And you walk out of this room and you can do it anytime you want. I've told you 20 different times, I've admonished you. You can ask for an attorney, you can end this. You can do whatever you want. That's your decision, and I'm going to honor that. Okay? But if you want any opportunity in your life to see your children again and to live.
Spacey says the old adage, dress for success, applies to this ranger. It's more than that. I don't know if you were here earlier, Spacey, when we were talking about the things that we don't see, right? I don't even remember what we said. The way he makes his bed, the way he parks his car, the thought he puts into buying people gifts, all of those affect how he is perceived in the room. Even though none of those things are part of his physical presence. It's within him. It's not about, what did we say? It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It's not about, I gotta go back and dig it out. I don't know what it is. I want to write it on the wall. It's not about how you appear, or it's not about your appearance, but it's about who you know you are, or something. It was so much better than that the first time round. I forget what it was.
Live in a free world again. And it's laying in front of you, waiting for you to grab it. And if you don't, then don't waste my time. You need to convince those people that you feel some remorse, John. I don't get into the emotions of it because I'm a black and white guy. You're an engineer, kind of black and white, right? And I'm the same way. I go into a murder scene.
You're an engineer, I'm a Catholic, so that's the same. Black and white, you know. Hey, here's another black and white. Church and state.
I can see 10 bodies. It wouldn't faze me for a second because I block it out. I don't let emotion cloud what I'm doing because it throws my work off, and I want to do my work because I'm anal retentive and I've been...
It's in there somewhere, man. You know, it's in there somewhere. You're driven by seeing those 10 bodies, aren't you? It's not just clinical. There's emotions going on. But, you know, take charge of those emotions. Direct your energies in accordance with those emotions without allowing the emotions to render you, not in control. And he does that very well. I gotta say, really not a single criticism. I think it's just personal taste, really. I thought the good Catholic boy line got brought up a bit too much, but you know, he's appealing to a sense of morality and faith and retribution. Because and there was also, he did the Greek Orthodox, presented it as an assumption. He's probably done the background data on the guy and has that verified, right? But he chose to present it as a guess, right? Greek Orthodox? How did I know that? He said. How did I know that? Well, even from here, that'd be one of my three guesses.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's who I am. And I can block out the emotion of killing this lady, Laura, with children. And I look at it from a black and white standpoint. And to me, it's very black and white. You can tell us you're sorry and provide information and hope for the best, or you can tell me to go pound sand and you can go off to Huntsville and they're going to stick a needle in your arm and 12.
Fucking Huntsville, yeah. I saw an interview with the this is years ago, but it was, at the time, it was the head executioner from Huntsville, Texas. I couldn't help but think that, that he was a little bit sick himself, It was like he had a stick. Like Brendan Gleeson in Gangs of New York with the notches on, right? And he was like, I got 300 kills under my belt on my stick. This is my 300th notch on my stick. Every kill I put a notch. And I was like, okay, I don't want to come to your house for dinner. I'm sorry. I just, I just don't know that we'd have a lot to talk about. It's obviously it's, you know what I mean? He's not out there murdering hookers or whatever, but you couldn't help but think that there was on some level, that there really wasn't that much difference, because it wasn't just what he was saying, but there was this sort of sparkle in his eyes over it almost. But maybe that was just my perception.
14 years and you're going to die. You have an opportunity, damage mitigation. You know what it is?
Tell him about the work camp again. Frame it as a country club jail, a place with ping pong tables, pool tables, dartboards, comfy chairs, cable TV, and vending machines. You could go to a work camp. Look at this brochure. This one's nice. It's called Sunny Meadows. Sunny Meadows Work Camp. You want to go there? Tell us everything you know. Otherwise, death row. You're going to sit in an 8x10 for 12 years, then they're going to kill your ass.
Damage control?
I'll be like, damn, hell yeah, take me to fucking Sunny Meadows. Give me a shovel. Give me a shovel and a bucket.
Yeah, but how to do damage control?
How do I do damage control? He's laid it all out for you, man. Your options are death row with some degree of certainty. The grand jury has already indicted you, which means that they have made it clear that there is sufficient evidence to proceed to trial. That's way beyond an arrest based on probable cause. They've already looked at the evidence they hold, right? Death row. That's where it's going. Your only option is act really sorry and like that you give a shit about anybody but yourself. And then maybe you could get life in prison. And maybe if you get a really good judge, he's going to send you to the Sunny Meadows work camp. Okay? 3 options. How do you do damage control? Now you only have one option. Any other way out of this is sad or tragic.
I'm trying to... You see, what I said, because English is not my first language, okay? Things that they come out of my mouth, they come out sometimes the wrong way and getting incriminated.
Yeah, sometimes words come out of my mouth that incriminate me, like it's like a Freudian slip. Like, what I meant to say was, please pass the salt. But instead, I said, by accident, hey, would you murder my wife for $9,000?
Discriminating against me or be very easy to be twisted.
There's not a whole lot of twisted here, John.
No,
Okay?
I'm not talking about.
Yeah, just throwing some water on that. He's good. He's really good at the basics, right? And that's not a slight in any way. The basics are what make any skill set worthwhile, right? It's like cooking. What's the first thing that you get a job in a good restaurant in the kitchens? The first thing any chef is going to ask you to do, make me an egg. Right? That's the first thing that they ask you to do. Any interview, make me an egg. Just an egg. Because if you can't do that, then you're not going to fucking handle a galantine de poulet, are you? Not very well.
I'm not talking about what you saw me.
Alright.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you did before. If you bring it to Samuel's stuff, you've done your due diligence.
I have, thank you.
Okay. So that's not what I'm guessing or I'm saying or I don't know however you want to call it. You know what I mean? And that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It would be really hard to think at this point. You know what I've never really seen? I've never really seen a suspect in an interrogation room say, hey, look, could we just take a break? I understand I'm not free to leave, okay? I get it. I'll stay in here. You lock the door. Can you leave and just give me a couple of sheets of paper and a fucking hour to like arrange this in my mind? Because obviously this is a lot to take in. And I need to think. I realize you want to be in here, keeping pressure on until I break. And you can keep trying that. But I think it's going to be better for both of us if you just give me a bit of fucking space. I'm not going to ask for a lawyer. I just want to be in the room on my own for a while. Okay? I've never seen that once. And I'd probably do that if I were in the position. Maybe.
If I say something to come out the way that I actually mean it, then
say this. I'm sorry.
Oh, I am sorry that my wife was killed. I cry so many times. I'm sorry that my kids are not with me. I'm sorry that my kids, they have to be gone.
He's not even got his kids with him? Why did you kill your wife? I did it for my kids. Where are they? I don't know. They had to go and live with their grandmother. Yeah, her mother.
To their biological dad that they did not know them, they did not have any relationship with them. One of them was abusive towards Laura and stuff. The other one was a drug addict and alcoholic. I am sorry that my kids have to be there. I'm sorry that Maria does not have your mom. I mean, my biological mom.
You know what it sounds like, John? It sounds like an argument that you discuss, all right, when they're offering you your deal or when you're going up for sentencing, and it sounds like a mitigation of damages to me. In other words, it sounds like it's probably better to have you outside on the free world taking care of your children sooner than later, okay?
Yeah, but how do I know that I'm going to be out there on the free world? And
I'm not the guy to guarantee it, okay?
Yeah. Can I get something in writing? In Greek? I want something in Greek in writing that says I will be out there in the free world.
I can only tell you what it begins with. I'm going to tell you that there's zero opportunity if I walk out of this room. All right? There's zero opportunity.
I'm not going to tell you that there's zero opportunity, but if I walk out of this room, zero opportunity. Zero opportunity is one of those phrases that's, is it strong or a transparent bluff? I guess it depends on the situation.
You're going to go down to Huntsville, they're going to kill your ass, okay? I can guarantee you that.
What is that? What do you mean?
The death penalty. You're going to go to the death row down in Huntsville, all right? You see it. Come on. You're not arguing with it. You're not even denying it, John. You're sitting there kind of nodding your head. Yeah. It's a done deal. We're past it. We're past it. It's done. It's about the decision that you want to make, John. There's no arguing this. I don't want to argue with it. I don't really want to discuss it with you. I just told.
Another thing is, the idea about seeing an investigator, just assigning, I want to see the Wendy Adelson interrogation with this investigator, or, just the ability to mix that around in some sort of virtual experience. Another thing I'd love to do is take a cup, like one like this would be a fantastic example. Even the room is kind of a bit like the closing room where you sign papers for a second-hand car purchase or whatever the fuck, Put him in that scenario. Put him on the forecourt. Put him on the lot, right? Selling a 2012 Saturn that's all beat up, for the full sticker price, and just see how he does. You could almost do a reality TV show out of that. It used to be that you'd actually have to make a reality TV show, but now with computers, you could just probably do it virtually. Just take the interrogation guy and say, okay, go into a high-pressure sales scenario and see how you do. Because this guy would clean up on a commission-only role. Detective Sergeant Jim Smith for the OPP would clean up on a commission-only role. And then you could even do it the other way around, right? Find a really good used car or any high-pressure sales and put them as an interrogator, right? And I'd be willing to bet that any decent interrogator could sell anything to anybody. This guy and Jim Smith, fantastic examples. Graham Coder, another one. Tammy Lee, the lie detector girl for Colorado Bureau of Investigation in the Chris Watts case, another great example. She could sell, I'm not going to say ice to Eskimos because it's such a fucking cliche, but she could. She really could. Was it ice to Inuits? No. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that you could take any decent interrogator and have them sell anything to anybody. But it wouldn't necessarily work the other way around. Right? You couldn't bring any sales guy, even a top sales guy, and put them in an investigation seat. But some of them could. I could think of a few right off the top of my head, but that's a conversation for another day.
Told you what I have because I think it's fair that you should know everything that's stacked up against you. And I think more than anything, what I wanted to tell you is I wanted you to know how much of a dumbass Trevino was, because if anything, it should motivate you to help make sure that he gets the death penalty. Right? He screwed you over. You go to hire this dumbass, and he tells 7 different people that you want him to kill.
Right now, in the criminal's head, he's thinking, "Oh, fuck yeah, that would have been a really good way to play this. I should have been outraged from the beginning. He did what? He said what?" But no. Oh, I'm Greek Orthodox.
Your wife because you want custody of the children. He tells 7 different people that how much money you're offering.
But I didn't hire the dumbass. That's my problem.
Do what?
I did not hire the
Come
dummy.
on.
I did not pay him any money. That's my problem. I had discussed back on the past that, you know, that I have problems with Laura, but then afterwards, especially once he said yes to the wedding and yes to all the stuff.
So you're saying that you told him in the past to kill her and then you changed your mind and
No,
still
I
did
didn't.
it? Because if you did, hey, that's mitigation of circumstances there. If you arranged for him to kill her and then you changed your mind and said don't do it, but he still wanted the money so he did it, then that's something that needs to come out, John, because that's not what they're giving me.
I didn't.
Yeah, but you know what comes out after that? Money changing hands after the deed is done, right? Then it's payment. Then it's full-on solicitation. And even asking once and then changing your mind later, I think you'd probably get the solicitation charge. We saw a really interesting example of this in the affirmative defense of Trevor Summers, right? As was suggested by his lawyer, which he fired the minute he got the opportunity to cross-examine and re-victimize his ex-wife, who he attempted to murder. God, that was a strange situation. Imagine being cross-examined publicly in court by your ex-husband that tried to kill you. How does the justice system allow for that to happen? I mean, that was bizarre. I think we should go back and watch that today. Did we even cover that bit yet? We started doing the Trevor Summers trial, but I don't know how far we got. We might have to recover that today. We will be doing a show later today because we gotta hope for the best. We gotta hope for the best. Just gotta keep on smashing. But no, the affirmative defense of Trevor Summers was one that, like I said, as intended by his attorney, it didn't turn into his official defense, but it was an affirmative defense, meaning, yes, I did attempt to kill her, but before I succeeded, I changed my mind and decided not to. Right? And he drew on a scenario, not citing case law, which is strange as far as I remember, but the scenario was, I was planning to rob a bank, but at the last minute I changed my mind and didn't go through with it. Would I still be charged with a bank robbery? Right? So there's room to make an argument, even in Florida, even in Texas, for that kind of affirmative defense. Now, what the Detective Ranger has just said is, what did he just say? Oh, we need to know about that, because if you hired him but then told him not to do it and he did it anyway because he wanted the money, then that's on him. But he'd still get the solicitation, I think, and of course money have changed hands after the fact, I would assume, which would be the full charge anyway. But even if he did pull the plug and not pay it afterwards, I think you'd still get the solicitation. The state would certainly want to give that to you. The jury would probably find you guilty of that solicitation. And in Texas, you'd probably still get life or the death penalty. So big whoop.
If you tried to stop it and you couldn't, if you changed your mind at the end and tried to stop it, then that's a mitigation, John. But you have to say that. I can't say that.
It's a teeny tiny little bit of mitigation. You know what's the opposite of mitigation? Aggravation. Aggravating circumstances. And we've got a fucking stack of those ready to go.
If you had
You want to go to Sunny Meadows work camp? Tell us the truth.
a bad day and were running your mouth about, man, I want you to kill my wife for 15 grand, you kind of played with it back and forth, but you weren't real serious, and you had another bad day and you brought it up again, and then you went and did it, right? But you changed your mind and you didn't really want it to happen, then That's a mitigation. But John, at some point, you offered him money to go kill your wife, and he told him the reason why, because he told all these people, and it's going back a year, and he didn't make this shit up. All right? If you change your mind at the end, then you need to say that. Did you change your mind at the end, John?
I don't want a lot of killed.
So you changed your mind. When did you change your mind?
I mean,
That was a quick instinct. Did you see that? There was that. We'll play it again. I don't think there was any nod or affirmative movement, gesture, whatever. But the Detective Ranger there, he just asked a question and then asked a different question, which assumed the answer to the first. So he kind of retracted that, just took it off the table straight away. Why? What were the questions? I'll tell you. The first question that he retracted was... Shit, what was it?
I don't want a lot of killed.
I need to say that. Did you change your mind at the end, John?
I don't want a lot of killed.
So you changed your mind. When did you change your mind?
Okay, there. Fantastic. Good instincts. So you changed your mind. Right? Now, at that point, he can still... The question doesn't assume anything. He could say, change my mind from what? What are you talking about? I didn't have anything to do with this. But then, very quickly, he changes the question to, when did you change your mind? Absolute masterclass. You know? It's still a question which still gives... It's not... Because it's a question, it's not accusatory. Really. I mean, it doesn't feel accusatory, but it is accusing him of originally having made a request for the murder to be done. Right? So you changed your mind. Not a good question. Gives the suspect too much room to maneuver and get away from the point that's being asserted, right? Quickly change to, when did you change your mind? Love that. Because it asks when, it's already taking as truth, I mean, you know, kind of suggestion of truth, that he changed his mind. And because that's been assumed, we go back one step further, changed his mind from the request made, which, you know, he's got an accusation there that goes 3 steps down to get to the real thing. And that is fucking, again, very basic, but amazingly done. You see, with Detective Sergeant Jim Smith, the guy was playing the long game. He had been through that in his mind, rehearsed steps, probably practiced and gone through, you know, probably been through a role play where someone was pretending to be Russell Williams in the practice session, like a dry run, a dress rehearsal, right? But this guy's just doing it off the cuff, and it's little things like that you can really tell, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from Jim Smith, because, you know, we all know how I and everybody feels about how great that was, but you know, his tactics were kind of more intricate and more of a long game. What this guy is really good at is just getting those basic principles right and doing it consistently and steadily throughout, right? I just think he's fantastic. Really, really good. I think I'm going to watch this a lot. I think I'm going to have this on the background for like a month. This is a great interrogation.
I mean,
It's a mitigation, John.
It's been a while. No, I didn't really want. I mean, sometimes I was getting angry or mad with her and stuff like that. But no, I mean, I didn't know once you killed.
So you changed your mind.
I did not want to get killed.
You changed your mind at the end and it was too late. He's all coked up. He wants the money, so he's going to do it anyway.
Coked up. I thought it said cucked up.
Well, I didn't have any money to give him. I mean, there was some money on the safe, so if you guys didn't find it, then I don't know.
Did you change your mind, John?
I did not want Laura killed.
So you changed your mind? Because I know you ordered him or you asked him to do it and said you were going to pay for it because there's a year of this shit going back that shows that you did. If you changed your mind at the end, then rack through it and tell me how you changed your mind.
No, that's not what him I have said to them. I mean,
You had conversations in front of James. Knucklehead was recording a lot of the conversations. You were pretty careful about what you said on the phone, but you still said enough to... You know what his game plan was? Is he going to blackmail you afterwards, just keep getting money from you. He says there's a tape.
what do you mean?
He says that he did a tape of one of the conversations so he could blackmail you later. Hadn't given it to us yet. I'm guessing he will.
Yeah. Do you think there's a tape, or is that just, one of those things that cops act like they have?
I don't want it. It's going to be pretty screwed up. He's going to step in here.
At this stage, I think the smartest thing to do is ask for a pizza, right? A nice one from Donatello's. Or how about, a block of feta? An entire fucking Greek meze spread. Full works. Kalamata, olive, tzatziki, moussaka. What else? Lots of things with eggplant. And I'm not really big on Greek. Turkish, yes. But, what else? Well, you get the idea. Baba ganoush. And things to dip in the baba ganoush.
Give the rest of the information, provide this tape, and he's not going to get the death penalty. Probably get a decent deal. You're going to run down to Huntsville and you didn't even pull the trigger. Sounds like you changed your mind at the end of the day. If you change your mind, you just need to say it. He wants a deal for the tape.
So what?
He wants a guarantee. He wants a deal for the tape. I don't ever have to get that tape. I'd be a lot happier to send his ass down to Huntsville.
Say that again?
I would be much happier just to send him down to death row.
Okay, you know wherever he wants, that's...
Well, it's not where he wants.
Oh.
That's what I prefer for him. You made a mistake, John. You fucked up. You did. Now you just need to make the best of it. Now I know that sounds stupid, but I'll tell you what, how old are you now? What, 38, 40, something like that?
38.
38 years old, John. How long do you think you're going to live?
I have no idea.
I'm fucking older than that guy. Shit. It's getting serious, isn't it? Only just. But, yeah. That's rough.
Average human being right now lives to 82 years old for a male. Mediterranean diet. Hell, you might.
I think he's had a lot more stuffed peppers than me. But yeah, you gotta wonder.
To be 102 as a boy eating all that seafood and olive oil.
I'm still trying to work out whether I should show you guys this video of me from 2002 to George Baker's Selections Little Green Bag. I don't know. I haven't even watched it myself yet. I haven't seen it in 20 years. And I just found it. Why? Because I was looking up Texas by Chris Rea, which we played on the way to the Paris embassy. But the real thing was George Baker's Selection. That was the psych up music. All the good it did me. I think next time I need a brand new song. But yeah. I don't know. Should we show this video? Maybe I should watch it myself first. I don't know. Should be funny. How old am I in it? 2002. No, it must have been 2003, early. I think I was 16. Funny.
Well,
Yeah.
so the question is from 38 to, let's say, 88, right? How do you live the next 40 years of your life? You know what? 10, 15?
Dude, that's 50 years. 38 to 88? Come on. Okay, one criticism, Spacey, for the Detective Ranger. Basic mathematics.
20 of them may really suck. But you haven't been arrested for anything before. You didn't even pull the trigger. You don't have a violent history. And you know what? You have a skill set that the state of Texas would love to use.
You have a skill set that the state of Texas would love to use. You ever, made license plates? You ever, pulled a big handle on a machine and had it press a piece of metal and press it into a shape and do that all day, every day? Because the state of Texas loves that skill set.
Go to a prison farm, man. Go build shit. Build bridges, fix tractors, run cattle.
God, doesn't that sound like the fucking dream? I want to go to fucking Sunny Meadows work camp and I'm not even in trouble. Well, not this much. Yeah, build bridges. And I was watching this thing the other day. I don't even, it just came up and I got sucked into watching it. It was a guy building a hydroelectric dam, on a small scale, just as a proof of concept to power a few light bulbs and an electric fan by water hydro energy generation, right? I mean, it was small. The whole dam was barely up to his waist, and he but I was like, I really want to have a go at that. That looks great. Work it all out, and yeah. So building bridges, run cattle, fix tractors. That's pretty much what I do in my life anyway. I mean, aside from the cows, but I wave at the cows sometimes, and I show them to my dog. I mean, that's practically being a cowboy. All I need is the hat.
Ride horses outside. You like to ride horses?
Yeah.
Like being a farm boy.
Being a farm boy in Greece. A shepherd boy in Greece, I think, is the popular characterization.
Greece, except you're riding horses instead of donkeys.
I need to speak with a third person attorney or something to advise me, because basically right now you're telling me incriminate yourself and say that, oh yes, you did this where I didn't give him any money. That's
This is what I'd say in this situation is, Detective Ranger, I want to speak to an attorney without you, and then I want to speak to you with my attorney in the room. And I expect you to make that happen. If you're not going to make that happen, take me to my cell. Bring me a fucking bologna sandwich. Sandwich boy. That's all you got to say.
That's what it is. You know what I mean?
Well, if you want to talk to an attorney, okay, and I'm still, you're kind of saying different things, but if that's what...
Calgary police have the full uniform with cowboy hat. Well, you mean Mounties? That doesn't count. That's completely... What was that TV show about Mounties back in the... maybe 94, 95? What the fuck was that called? Let's look it up. How you doing, Veggie Girl? How's the falafel? We just went through a whole list of Greek meze materials that you might be interested in. Do you like vine leaves? How about stuffed peppers? Stuffed with what? Not lamb, I assure you. I could go for a falafel right now. There used to be a falafel place in Bristol. I don't even know where I would get a falafel in Portugal. Maybe in the big city. Lisbon, good luck around here. What was I just about to look up? TV show about Mounties. Due South. That was it. Due South. You all remember Due South? Oh. I remember nothing about it apart from the red jackets. No city police. Or, oh, I see. No city police. We got to verify that. Calgary. Police uniform. Yeah. Kind of. It's more of a mountaineer, Alberta Rockies sort of deal, though. I mean, did you ever see the one with Tim Roth? Tim Roth, what was that called? Tin Star. Tin Star. That was set in around somewhere in Alberta. And they were cowboys there, but mountain cowboys. It's different on the plains.
What you want, then I'm going to end this right now, okay? Okay, I'll take you back in the holding cell, and then probably in just a couple minutes they're going to take you over to what's called the North Tower, and then they're going to book you in and process you there, and then they'll put you in a cell. Okay?
The ranger never got the confession he desperately wanted. However, John would be convicted of capital murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Jesus was also convicted of the same charge, and he too received life in prison. James made a deal with the prosecution. In exchange for a 25-year sentence, he testified against John and Jesus. Check the pinned comment for a link to the interrogation of Jesus Trevino, which has been posted on our second channel. Thank you for watching, and please share your thoughts in the comments below. I will see you next time, here on the Red Tree Crime YouTube channel.
Wow, I think that was fucking thoroughly tip-top Mount Rushmore material interrogation footage. Fucking don't know why it's not more widely known. Wildly known. Why is it not more wildly known? I don't know. Fucking thank you, Spacey Dove EP, for suggesting that. Great use of tactics, solid skill set from the Detective Ranger, beautifully done, beautiful craftsmanship, psychology, pressure, intimidation. I mean, maybe that's an ugly word, but it is, it is intimidation. Just the hat alone was all the intimidation I'd need to just back the fuck off, right? Okay, what is happening with that? What is happening? Oh, no. What? Huh. Yeah. Well, we gotta go. I gotta fucking... My dog hates me now. All the fucking work we've had to do animated Adelsons, we've had very minimal time to, well, she just doesn't add much to the creative process. Does anybody want a Labrador? Like, I've had enough. All right. I guess we're going to go right now, but we'll be back. We'll be back, hopefully, later tonight with more news from crime, which is great. Looking forward to it. In a big way, in a full way. Yeah, come back and check that out later because it's great. And we will yeah, I guess we're gonna just play out today's show with I don't know, what should we put? Hey Lee, how you doing? Good to see you, Lee. I guess we'll play out the show with a little bit of Cage the Elephant. How about that? Now, strictly that's representative of Kentucky. And I know that we've been in Texas, but they both have horses. Good night.